What is going on, everybody? For those who don't know, I go by Philly Mike, host of the Philly Talk podcast, and we got another live stream call in. It's time to know what you guys think about this big win. And we all know we suffered a couple injuries. Jack Driscoll, MCL, out for the year. Rodeny McLeod, ACL, out for the year. So, right when the Philadelphia Eagles play their best game, on offense and defense. You're thinking that everything can get together for these last three games to make a push. Bang. Darius Slay's in protocol, concussion protocol. We don't know about him. Derek Barnett got beat up a little bit, but I think he'll be all right. Same with Josh Sweat and Fletch. But my goodness, Rodeny McLeod, a guy who wasn't playing like an MVP defensive player, but still one of our better defensive players in the secondary besides Slay, able to do a lot of different things, move him down in the box. He helps out with the run game. And Jack Driscoll, I haven't watched the All-22 film yet. I know it came out today. I've been busy today. I will watch that. But Jack Driscoll looked pretty good. The offensive line played better. Maybe that's because Jalen Hurts is more mobile. Maybe it's because Jason Peters, the guy who's been blowing assignments left and right, has been gone. But the offensive line looked better. And right when the offensive line is coming together a little bit, you take your right tackle out again. So Jack Driscoll will not play the rest of the Philadelphia Eagles season. That is a big blow. Again, what are we going to do? Is it going to be Matt Pryor? Is Nate Herbig going to move out there and we're going to put in Sua Opeta? So many decisions. We have a very good opponent coming up in the Arizona Cardinals. Like I said, I just want to get on here, talk a little bit, and then we're going to drop the link and we're going to, do the call-in. What's going on, Josh Payne, Young Money 07, Philly Insider Podcast. Tough to see Driscoll go down. He was having such a nice year. Exactly when he played. Josiah said, where's the link? They want the link ASAP. Van said, we clearly need to fire the entire medical staff. The way we go through these injuries every year with the same, what needs to be changed. I agree 100%. 2020 Vision said, what up, Mike Champ? That win got me happy. You already know. Driscoll's out for the year, though. You're exactly like I said. We're going to drop the link in a second, but I just want to talk a little bit first, get some of my points out. I was really impressed with what Jalen Hurts did. If you haven't watched my last video, I talk about Jalen Hurts. I also talk about some other stuff too. I would advise you to go back and watch that video so you don't miss out on anything. That's all I'm going to say. But what's going on, Hayden? But I agree. I think it was a great team win, and then you get a great team win to follow it up by these big injuries. It's not good. I mean, Jack Driscoll was coming into his own. A lot of people were playing really good in that last week's game, and it sucks to see injuries, especially when you finally think you figure something out. Corey Little says, Philly Mike, if Jalen Hurts takes us to the playoff, is Carson done? It makes it hard to go back. I mean, again, 13 game sample size Carson put together. We thought he was the guy. That's just his team. And then things happen. So I don't want to say that Jalen Hurts will go through the same type of regression. I don't think that would happen, but I didn't think that would happen to Carson. So who knows? All I know is if Jalen Hurts wins out, we get to the playoffs. If we lose or we make any noise, signs are pointing to Carson Wentz is the problem. Now, whether you want to believe it or not, we have the whole offseason to really diagnose it. You'll hear multiple reports come out. Maybe Carson will come out and talk himself. Like, it's on me. I got to be, not I got to be better, because that's what he said. I got to be different. Being better, he said it all year, and he couldn't do it. Being different is something different. But again, right now, number 2 is our quarterback. You guys know, for those who watch me in the play-by-plays, we live in the moment. Right now, it's Jalen Hurts' moment. With that being said, I'm going to be ready to drop this link in a second. We do something amazing only to follow with bad news with injuries. That is facts. That's 100% correct. I just don't understand it. There's a report saying that if we do get a top 5 pick, the Eagles won't get Jamar Chase. I actually didn't see that report, but that's interesting. After seeing Lamar go down last night, then the backup comes in and the Ravens blow that lead, makes me want to keep Carson. Yeah, but that's the difference. Their backup blew the lead. Our backup beat a 10-2 team. It's a big difference. Besides the fumble, good game. Proud of my boy. You already know. You already know. What time is the raffle? I gotta let that video rock for a little bit because there's still people watching it and commenting on it. So what I'm gonna do is let that video go maybe to Wednesday, Thursday, and then again, there's been a lot of people who entered. I'm gonna say that. So I gotta write all the names down. I gotta get the people who went and did a tweet on Twitter. They get 2 tickets in there. So we got a lot of names we gotta write down. But listen, somebody's gonna get that jersey. Shout out to everybody who actually pays attention to the Philly Talk podcast. You know, some people are hyped about it. They're like, yeah, I can't wait for you to do it. But then they don't watch the video. So it's their loss. I can only show you the door. I can't make you walk through it. It's all good though. Fire Doug Peterson. Hey, even though we got the W, I think he could still be better at play calling. It was his best called game, to say the least, but he still had some situational problems in that game. Simple and plain. Have we seen the last of Rodeny McLeod? Felt like he was solid this year, especially after losing Malcolm Jenkins. I like what Rodeny McLeod did. He was a guy who moved around a lot. You know, he moved different places, helped us in the run, helped us in the pass. We're going to miss him these last 3 weeks. And I don't know, ACL, he's getting a little older. ACL tear on the defensive side of the ball. It's tough. It's tough. Listen, the cap trouble we're in, all these guys on 1 or 2 year deals, guys who keep getting injured, we are in a serious problem. But with all that being said, let's jump to get this chat, this link in the chat. And then we're gonna have some people do the live calling. This one ain't gonna be as long as I normally have it. I got some stuff I gotta take care of, and I know people are doing a call-in show later. I don't want to step on people's toes. So we got an 8:00 one from Philly Fresh, Philly Notion, and the guys. So I said, hey, I got a little bit of time. Let me go early. Like I said, click the link, come in, speak your piece. You don't have to only go Jalen Hurts. It's all about the Philadelphia Eagles. We can talk about Jalen Hurts. We can talk about these injuries. I just want to know what you guys think about this team. After being so close to a top 5 pick, thinking we're going to get a top 5 pick to actually be in a Super Bowl contender and showing that we can compete with Jalen Hurts. Mills at corner, I already know the Cardinals game plan. Facts. I just saw somebody come in and then they dipped out. I disagree because he calls rollouts and runs the ball more, but couldn't do that for Carson. Nah, Doug got to go. I hear you on that. But at the end of the day, we got the dub. What is going on, JB? How you feeling?
Good.
So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on this big win we got.
I like it, but at the same time, I just want to see more of the Jalen because he did throw 17 for 30, and he does have to show us all more because as a passer, we don't know him yet. He didn't throw a lot of deep balls, and then you get to the running game, we have to see Miles more too. So, but I like the defense.
Defense took a hit with Rodny McLeod going out, and same with the offensive line with Jack Driscoll going out. I will say this, you know what I mean? It wasn't a super impressive passing performance, but you got to understand this was a defense coming into the game that was really good. Who's to say that Carson Wentz would have did the same or better? You know, Matt Ryan and them, Tom Brady just played these guys and they looked horrible. So
Horrible.
for quarterbacks to look horrible against his defense and he not have a great passing game, but being able to use his legs, move the chains, he carried this team in certain situations. 100 yards on the ground for a quarterback against the Saints is not easy. Now, that's the thing. The Saints haven't allowed a 100-yard rusher in 3 years. They allowed
Yeah, 55
200-yard
games.
rushers. Huh?
55 games.
Yep, almost 3 years, and they allowed 2 in one game. And that's Miles Sanders is going to have more opportunities because linebackers are going to be frozen thinking if Jalen
Because
Hurts is going to keep that
yeah,
ball.
read options and faking the read option, RPOs.
That's true. That's true. So I think you're going to see, and again, you could do RPOs with Carson Wentz too, but the linebackers are not going to be as nervous because he's not as athletic with the ball. So I think you can see a 200-yard passing game, 250-yard passing game against different defenses. But I mean, not many people were going to be able to, throw the ball deep against the Saints. But I appreciate you for coming in. Let me ask you this question real quick.
Yeah.
Do you think the Eagles have a shot at winning the division?
Nah, not this year. Because I don't
Not-
think I don't think Washington's losing to Carolina. Not with Carolina's bad offense.
Actually, if you look at it, the Washington football team has to lose one game. If they lose
One game.
one game,
Yeah, and we went out. Then we will win it all because of our tie.
correct. So do you think Washington's going to beat Seattle and Carolina?
No, I think we're gonna. I always have my Eagles winning, so I think we do. But if they beat Seattle, then it's like we have to win every game because if they beat Seattle, I don't think they're losing again until the Eagles game. But if they win twice, then we automatically lose it all. So
Hey, I
hopefully,
hear you.
yeah,
Hey, I hear you,
prayers.
my guy.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Keep up the faith, though. You know what I mean? Fly, Eagles, fly.
yeah,
All right, be easy.
you too.
Like I said, for people backstage, I know you can hear me. Just try to hang in there. I'm going to try to go a little faster, get everybody in. We got a couple people back here. What's going on, famous Ramos?
What up?
What up? What up? So, I know because I know you. I know you're not an Eagles fan, but give me your take on the Jalen Hurts experience and these injuries. Do you think just give me your take on Jalen Hurts? I know he cost you some money.
Yeah, he did. But as I told you before the season started, he's the new wave of quarterbacks. He's what everyone's going to, and you guys went to him. You guys took a long time to go to him, but you went to him.
And he beat a team that, you can say Taysom Hill, is not ready, but nobody was saying that when he was 3-0. So I think the Saints still, again, coming into that team, everybody had the last 5 games, nobody scored more than 17 points. So just Jalen Hurts with this stale offense being able to put up 24 is impressive. Whether you look at his passing yards being 167, you're like, that's not really going to show me nothing. Again, as you said, new wave, a guy who can get it done on the ground. It might not be sustainable to Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers, Ben Roethlisberger, guys who've been in the league for 15 years. You probably don't have this new wave of quarterback for 15 years, but you can have a solid 7 with it,
Yeah, the biggest thing from that game is not Taysom Hill because he is not a good quarterback. He shouldn't be the quarterback. It should be Jameis. But the problem was, well, the good thing for you guys is their defense has been number one for a stretch of time, and you guys put up points on their defense and moved the ball with ease on that defense and made that defense look bad. So whether Taysom Hill's good or not, you guys still on the offensive side took care of that defense.
Facts. And again, certain play calls, we should have put up more, missed field goal closer than an extra point. The fact that he didn't go for the field goal earlier, no, we could have easily put up a 30 piece on that defense. So shout out to Jalen Hurts and shout out to this offense coming alive. Real quick before you go, who you got winning the East? And then you can say what team you like so everybody in the chat can hear it because I already know.
Oh, well, you already know I like the Jets, so we going for that Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes right now. But to win the East, oh man, that's a tough one because different team looks good every week. I think the team has the best chance of doing work in that division is the Redskins right now because of that defense.
Hey, fair enough. And it is a what you call a nice story, a comeback story. If Alex Smith can come back after that injury and get to the playoffs, that would be something nice. But again, I hate the Washington football team. I hate the Giants. I hate the Cowboys. I will say this: Washington is the least to my hate teams in the East. I would say I don't know how to word that, to be honest, but I hate them the least out of the Dallas Cowboys and the Giants. So if the Eagles don't make it, I can definitely see them doing it. But I'm always going to root to the Eagles, and two are mathematically out.
Well, how long is Alex Smith injured for? Because he got hurt again.
Oh, I didn't even know that. See, wasn't paying
Dwayne
attention.
Haskins played that game. Well, a portion of that game.
He don't come back, they're definitely losing. But hey, bro, I got a couple people in here. I'm gonna let you go. Shout out for calling in, my guy.
All right.
Be easy, bro.
See you.
All right. We got Hayden. What's going on, Hayden?
Nothing.
How you doing? So give me your take on this game.
I think they needed it because they were doing like really, really bad.
Yeah. So were you impressed with Jalen Hurts?
Yeah, he does way better than Carson.
Yeah. If you just want to look at the wins and losses, he definitely got the job done when we couldn't get the job done for a while.
Yeah.
Do you think the Eagles have a shot to win the division?
It depends if they win a lot of games, like 3 games.
Do you see us beating Arizona with Jalen Hurts and the injuries, as you see both Rodny McLeod and Jack Driscoll being out?
I really don't know. It depends how they play.
Hey,
but if they have Jalen Hurts, I don't do not know.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. But real quick, we got a lot of people back here. But let me know, how long have you been watching the Eagles?
Long time.
Long time. That's good. That's good. But yeah. So we're gonna see what Jalen Hurts got. Small sample size. I'm proud of what he did against the Saints, but we got to see more. And again, another tough opponent with Arizona. I can't wait to see what he got. Thanks for calling in. See ya. Okay. So we got some people backstage. Like I said, I'm gonna try to get to everybody quickly. So let's bring my guy, Messiah. What's going on, Messiah?
Yo, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What's up with you?
Can you hear me? Oh,
Yes. Can you hear me?
nothing. I'm just thinking about this whole situation. Yeah, I'm just thinking about
So
this whole quarterback situation and what we're gonna do.
yeah, that's definitely
I
going through
just don't
my head too.
understand why we drafted him in the first place.
That puzzled me as well, because once you
I just can't.
go ahead.
No, go.
No, I was gonna say, once you sign Carson Wentz for that deal, you really supposed to believe in him, and then you go ahead and make that pick. It did have me puzzled too. At the time, I didn't like it because I wanted to build around Carson Wentz. I thought he was a guy. I'm still not sure if he can be the guy or not. I mean, he showed some bad tape, but it is 1 year. You can go back to a lot of good quarterbacks and see that they had a horrible year as well. But I'm not gonna lie, the spark Jalen Hurts gave us was nice. It was needed. It was necessary. So when you look at all them factors right now, to me, I'm not dealing with no quarterback controversy in my head. We all know it got to be Jalen Hurts the rest of this year. Once I see Jalen Hurts under this offense with Doug Peterson for at least the last 3 games, because that's all we got left, it will show me a bigger sample size. I can get more of a backbone on where I stand with Jalen Hurts. Is still not going to be like the dominant answer. And then we go into the offseason with the quarterback controversy. So I'm trying to keep my head as right now, it's Jalen Hurts' team. We talk about that quarterback stuff in the offseason because to me, you can go back and forth with it, but at the end of the day, there's only going to be one quarterback starting. And right now it's number 2, according to Doug Peterson. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have a question though.
Go ahead.
if Jalen Hurts wins all 3 games, we go to the playoffs, and he steals the game in the first round, what are you gonna do with Carson Wentz?
Say that last part again. And he loses in the first round.
No, he steals one. He wins. Like they actually win. What would you do with Carson Wentz?
Well,
I
then,
feel like it's very unlikely, but I just want to know.
yeah, if we would go to the playoffs and win a game in the playoffs, then in the off season you would have to exhaust all options. All options being, what is Lori going to do with Howie? 1. What is Lori going to do with Doug? 2. If Doug stays, Carson got to go. If for some reason, I mean, if you get to the playoffs and win one, there's no way Doug's getting fired then. So in that scenario, now I'm only answering off that scenario. Like you said, that's unlikely. But if that scenario happens, Carson Wentz is probably going to not be gone, but we're going to look to shop him because we're not going to cut him. We're not. You might as well keep him on as a backup if you're going to cut him because it's the same money. We will look to shop him and hope for the best if that is the scenario. If you're telling me Jalen Hurts wins a playoff game, Doug's still there, then Carson got to go. If that's the scenario.
Okay, well, thank you for having me on the show, man. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Wait, real quick. Do you think we beat the Cardinals before you go?
Now that I see Driscoll's out, it's just very puzzling because I feel like I have this strong feeling that Jalen Hurts is gonna come out. He's gonna do horrible because they're gonna have tape on him, and they're gonna put Carson Wentz in the game in some way, somehow. In my head, I just feel like he's gonna show you guys and show everybody why you shouldn't have benched him, and then everybody will be back on the Wentz wagon. For some odd reason, I just feel like that.
Hey, I hear you. That will be very puzzling then, to say the least. But hey, shout out to you, my guy, for coming through. I appreciate you.
Yep. Thank you.
Be easy. All right. So we're going to try to speed these up a little bit. I always say that, and I always, something happens. But let's get my guy Eminem real quick in here. What's going on, Eminem?
What's up, Mike? How are you?
Hey, hanging in there, Thought I'd do an early one again.
Yeah, man.
I know we got guys going on later, trying to separate the Eagles content, give it to you guys a little bit longer. But hey, what's your take on Jalen Hurts?
I appreciate that out. Man, the man did his thing on Sunday. I was one of the people when we drafted him. One of the concerns I had about him, and I think a lot of scouting reports said the same thing, was his throwing ability, and he didn't really have a chance to really show that off this past Sunday. But that pass to was pass to Rager, that pass to Alshon, or as I like to call him, old man Alshon, old man Jeffrey, whatever. Those were good passes. So he definitely impressed me. But I do have to say this, though. I think it's way too premature, and I'm not accusing you of doing this. You're doing your thing, but I think it's way too premature to talk about trading Wentz. What should we do in the off season? This and that, because like you've mentioned it. I know you mentioned it during your live stream from Sunday. Of course, this isn't disparaging Jalen Hurts. Like I said, the man did his thing. He did more than this thing. He did above and beyond. But we only have that one game, and like the previous caller said, people not have tape on him. So we definitely gotta see more from him, or we gotta see more of him these next 3 games. And I'm not confident in making any predictions or discussing any topics concerning around Carson Wentz's future here as an Eagle as a result. So that's where I'm at. Of course, benching Carson was the right decision. We still, people are now saying that the offensive line is better. I think it is better without Jason Peters, no doubt. But you can still see it, and you can still see that it was leaky and this and that. But Jalen Hurts' ability to scramble immediately, not wait for something to open, allowed him to make the plays that he needed to make, and still big up Carson, but Carson doesn't have that ability, and if he were in that quarterback for this past Sunday, I doubt we would come out with the win because he unfortunately can't do that. But yeah, he's obviously just benching him. Outside that, benching him was obviously best for his physical and mental health. So
Hey,
yeah.
before I let you go, I agree with you. And I'm at the point where, again, there should be no quarterback controversy right now. Jalen Hurts is the quarterback for the remainder of the year. When it comes to Carson Wentz being traded, that is something that I don't even want to discuss until the offseason. The last caller gave me a scenario, and I answered if that scenario would come true. That's why I said Wentz would have to be traded if that scenario comes true. Right now, it's let's see what happens in this 3-game sample size because 1.5 games is too little. I mean, even if he threw for 500 yards on the Saints in one game, you got to see more. It's about consistency because we've seen it from Carson Wentz early in his career, and obviously he hasn't been consistent. So we don't want to have another one of them hit us. So I agree with you, my guy. We got to see. It's going to be a long offseason. I appreciate you for calling in, though.
For sure.
Peace.
No problem. You take it easy, man.
No doubt. Infamous 2K, what's going on?
How you doing, Mike? You hear me?
Hey, yeah. So we're gonna try to get this a little quick, but yeah, you always one of the callers, and everybody loves what you say. But go ahead, give me your take on just this game and how you feel about the Eagles going forward.
So, real quick, Hurts did. I feel like a lot of people misinterpret. Hurts did a good job, right? I just want to see if Hurts can prove me wrong, which I hope he does with the whole arm thing. Then yeah, because here's the thing. I don't think the spark was given from Jalen Hurts. I think it was given from the defense early on in the game. The reason why I say that is because if you look at the Green Bay game, right, the spark for Jalen Hurts did not come until he rolled out the pocket, perfect pass to Greg Ward, perfect touch, and threw like a 30-yard pass to Greg Ward for a touchdown because that's a nice play. He made a good playmaking play, and that sparked the offense. Other than that Alshon throw, that was a good throw. I did not see a throw where he was like, everyone like, oh my God, look at him. He sparked the offense. That was an amazing throw versus like that Greg Ward compared to the Greg Ward pass. I think it was the defense. We had 2 turnovers. We had 5 sacks. We had, I think it was 12 QB hits. Our defense was all over the place. I think it was a defensive spark. But outside of that, since you got a lot of callers, and I'm gonna keep it short. The thing about the whole tape thing is a lot of people don't understand the tape in depth. And I'm not saying you, but just a lot of people that I've spoken to. Just because you can look at one game doesn't mean that's enough. Most defensive coordinators need at least a season of tape because you have to actually try what you're game planning for. If I have a blueprint for my house, that means I have an idea on how I want to build my house, but how I actually do it is different because if you're trying it mid-game, it may not work. But in practice, it may have worked, but that's practice speed. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's a lot different between when you have game tape and you're game planning. It's a lot different to actually do it. Then it's kind of like you could talk the talk, but can you walk the walk? You have to actually try it against Jalen Hurts, see if it works. That's why a big problem with Lamar Jackson was you need a whole season, and only a certain amount of teams can stop Lamar Jackson from running and force him to throw. If you look at the Steelers game, he dropped back and passed 37 times. This week's game, the Browns game, he dropped back and threw 17 pass attempts. So teams that can't stop Lamar running game and force him to throw often lose. And if you look at his stat wise, I think it was 70. He has a 73 win percentage. Out of the 73, 67 of them was because he ran for close to 100 yards. So my whole thing is I want to be confident to know that Hurts can throw the ball and run the ball. And you never want your your quarterback running out the pocket like how Jalen Hurts did a lot like that.
Correct.
So, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, correct.
And the whole thing about the whole, if we win, I don't know, because I don't know who's playing right tackle. And yes, Jalen Hurts' escapability and the way he felt the pocket is really good. But did you not? I'm not sure if you watched the Giants game, but I caught the part of it. And my friend's a Giants fan. Daniel Jones, I think, had 3 fumbles and was sacked 5 times. And most of it was because they took their linebacker and put the linebacker, I think it was Hassan Riddick, put him on their weakest tackle and had him rush on the edge. If we have a third string right tackle, then who knows what
It's gonna
happens.
be tough.
Yeah.
And I agree. And that's why we're going to see. And I agree. No quarterback can come out and win a game, no matter how great it looks or how he won the game. And you automatically crown him as a guy who can do it for the next 7 years. But
Yeah.
what Hurts did do is show me, I definitely want to see more. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
with that being said, we got to see more. But hey, shout out to you. Always spitting facts, my guy.
Appreciate it. Have a good one.
Peace, peace. All right. We're going to try to get these a little quicker. I gotta try to go in order because if somebody comes in, I don't, you know what I mean, blah 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 blah. But shout out to the chat. Carson Wentz will never take another start and snap for us again. Hey, I hear you. Right now, my mindset is what's going to happen these next 3 games. And right now, I'm concerned about Jalen Hurts. In the off season, I'll talk more about that. But hey, we're here to talk about what you guys want. So I'm gonna hit my guy real quick. Philly Love, what's going on with you?
What's going on, Mike?
Chilling, man. What's up with you?
Oh man, not much, man. Just waiting for Sunday, man.
I hear you. So with that being said, what is your take on the big win against the Saints, some of the injury news that you know, and us going into Arizona with number 2 as the quarterback? What's your take on that?
Well, honestly, man, it's kind of odd. Like, I'm a fan of Carson. I'm a big fan of Carson Wentz. North Dakota Assassin, all that. I'm a big fan.
I hear you.
But it's kind of odd, man, like how he can't have a good chemistry with the offense, and how Jalen can. Now I know Jalen have wheels that he can just take off at any time, but even when he was in the pocket, like, I'm sorry, he wasn't getting touched. And it just seemed, I don't know, man. It's going to be really tight if he comes in and he beats the Arizona Cardinals. It's going to be a big problem. Now, game plan, I honestly think they're going to do a lot of 12 personnel because Jack Driscoll's not in. So I think we're going to see a lot of double tight ends, and Doug should run more this game, but it's honestly up to Doug.
Hey, I hear you. And like I said, though, what I like is a guy who loved Wentz, but realized right now you can't not knock what Hurts is doing. You know what I mean? You got to give him respect. Yes, that maybe you can say Doug's calling different plays. Maybe the team is blocking better for him. But then you got to look, what is the reason why? What is Carson Wentz doing that this team don't like him? You know what I mean? Because you got to take it all in. Being the quarterback for an NFL team comes with leadership too. So maybe Carson Wentz still has a chance to be successful in this league, but it might not be with these guys in the locker room. And maybe Carson got to look here. And maybe Wentz got to look at himself in the mirror and say, what I did to these guys, I can't do ever again. Because look, bro, you could be the best player, but if the team don't like you, it's not going to rock. Football is a team sport. You got to have that camaraderie. You know what I mean? So, hey, Carson got some stuff he has to look in the mirror and take in accountability. When he saw Jalen Hurts beat the number 1 defense, he knew right then and there that, bro, it's a lot of it's on my shoulders.
That's a lot of confidence being shot. Like, and it goes on from when Nick Foles came in. It's like, that is a lot. And for them to draft, that tripped me out when I was sitting there watching the draft, that the second pick was Jalen Hurts. I laughed. I thought it was so hilarious. I was like, what is this? But that just shows to you that Carson, honestly, man, he not mentally, it's all a mental with him.
It definitely could. And in Philly,
it honestly seemed like it to me.
Hey, I hear you, my guy. But look, I got a lot of guys in here. I appreciate you for stopping by. Shout out to you, Philly Love. We gonna need some love on Sunday. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. All right, Mike. Take it easy.
Peace.
Yeah.
All right. We got my guy RB. What's going on, RB?
What up, Philly Mike? What's good?
Chilling. So, what is your take on the big win and just the Eagles for the remainder of the season?
My big take on this on the win. I was very surprised by the win. I feel like the play calling was different, which I didn't like at all. But we are Eagle Nation, so you gotta go for the team. My concept on the whole season, honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't feel like we're gonna win this Cardinals game. For one, mainly because of the defense. If Darius Slay does not play, DeAndre Hopkins is gonna have a field day. Plain and simple.
That's true.
And we're basically facing another quarterback like Jalen Hurts. We don't have the linebacker concept to spy him all game. So if the front four don't get to him, we're gonna be in trouble. Defensive wise, offense. I feel like Doug's gonna steer away from the run again. Miles gonna have like 60-something yards off of 8 carries. Jalen Hurts is obviously gonna. I feel like he is gonna do his thing. I do like the kid. I'm not steering away from the kid. Like the other callers said, I'm wondering why we drafted him. I do get the pick to a certain extent of Carson's background of being hurt, but I feel like we could have found somebody else. Now to Carson, it's definitely his mindset. He's definitely weak-minded, but you have to give him credit for him still being a team player, him still being a part of this team, and obviously he did say he has to get better, but we know where he needs to get better at. He needs an offensive coordinator. Doug needs to stop calling plays. Like if I honestly would give the reins to Deuce Staley for offensive coordinator.
Hey, when we were struggling at this point, I was down for anything because when you 3-8-1 and you're going on like a 4-game losing streak, you just need a difference, even if it's not going to be the long-term successor. You just need something different. That's why I was okay with the Wentz bench, and I was okay if somebody took play calling from Doug. I was okay if you just needed change. You know what I mean? Because
yes, I do agree with the benching. I do agree with the benching in the Green Bay game, but I honestly would have started Carson Wentz for the rest of the season. For one, how many times have people come at Carson Wentz about being injury prone, despite him getting hit crazy all this year? So I feel like him being who he is and the king person that he is, he wants to be. Obviously, he wants to be the leader. He wants to be the guy. Hey, it's me. I did this for Philadelphia. I did this for the fans. So when Nick Foles winning that Super Bowl, him being a team player, congratulations. But as a human being, and from what he came from, you have to give him that reign to finish what you started. It's like telling the kid, hey, you had a bad report. Go sit down. No, redeem yourself. Here's a retest. Do it all over again.
Yeah. But here's the thing though, the win we got against Dallas was a win, but not really. Carson and the whole offense looked bad. So the redeem yourself was after the bye week, holding the team accountable, holding yourself accountable, then looking flat against the Giants, then coming out looking flat against the Browns. Raining conditions, bad play calling, all of that was involved. But, we just took Carson Wentz out and inserted another quarterback. Yeah, we moved Jason Peters, and that could have helped the offensive line. But at the end of the day, it shows that Carson has his own demons he has to fix. And I'm not saying he's done it in Philly.
He does.
I'm not saying he's done in Philly, but if Jalen Hurts puts 4 games of good tape on, he goes into the offseason and he just controls the locker room, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to come back. You know what I mean?
It is.
Even if you see the dollar bills, it's going to be hard to come back.
It is, because I felt the same way from McNabb. The reason why I'm a Philly fan was because McNabb played my hometown, Syracuse, New York, here at Syracuse University. The reason why McNabb got to the league was his running ability and his passing ability. The organization at Philadelphia tried to make him a pocket passer. He's not a pocket passer, and that's the reason why his career got cut short here in Philadelphia. I feel like the same way they're doing to Carson Wentz. The man's not a pocket passer. The man is a rollout, get you 10, 15 yards off the run, get you the deep passes, play to his strengths. So if Carson is done here in Philadelphia, I'm telling you, I'm not knocking Jalen Hurts or what he's going to do for the future. We're going to regret it. We're going to regret it.
Hey, bold statement. Like I said, that's why I do these call-ins to see where Philly's at. But hey, I appreciate you, my guy. Good talking with you.
No problem.
Be easy, bro.
You too.
All right. I always say this. We go try to speed these things up because we got people coming in and we're filled up. We got my guy MG Nas. What's going on? Real quick, he does have an Eagles YouTube channel himself. So MG Nas, go ahead and follow him. Check him out. Watch a video. Listen to what he has to say here. So, what is your take on Jalen Hurts winning, and what can he do for us against the Cardinals?
Good performance. Running the ball, obviously, that was his number one threat. That was his number one threat coming from Alabama and Oklahoma. He threw a nice pass to Alshon. He had a nice little crossing route to Jalen Reagor. You know, he had some nice passes. He had a nice pass to Dallas Goedert down the sideline when he was rolling to his right. So he did what he had to do to get us to win. Obviously, the defense came up in clutch for us, getting a lot of sacks, a lot of QB hits, getting at Taysom Hill, containing Alvin Kamara, not letting Michael Thomas go off. But Jalen Hurts, he looked good once again. Is it because defenses don't have tape on them? Maybe, but you got to give him credit. You got to give a credit where credit is due, and he's been playing well. He's getting us these wins. He's giving us the sparks to the offense, and if that's just going to give us the best chance to win against Arizona, go ahead, put him in the game again. Keep putting him in the game until you feel like Carson gives you the best chance. And right now, I think every Eagles fan can say Carson Wentz does not give you the best chance.
Hey, and this is coming from a guy who is really high on Carson Wentz because I check into his videos often. He's a big Carson Wentz guy, as have I. But I got eyes. You know what I mean? And again, I support the shield over everything. If Carson Wentz is stinking it up, which I watched him do, now the people who say it's not just Carson, I agree.
It's not.
And that's why Jalen Hurts got us a W, but it didn't look pretty because Jalen Hurts has to play with the same mess. It is a mess. But he was able to take this mess and get a W. He got a W. You know what I mean? Yeah. The last time we won against the Cowboys, I didn't even like it. It felt it felt disgusting.
It felt like a bad, like I didn't want to win that game. We deserved to lose. We should have lost that game. And if Dak was there, we would have lost that game. We would have lost.
Ben DiNucci took us to a breaking point. And so I don't like that. So at the end of the day, whatever can get me to W, that's what I'm going to do because I'm loyal to the Eagles. Now, I do prefer players because my eyes tell me this guy gives us the best chance to win. And right now, we will talk about what Carson Wentz can do for this team, do for the NFL, do for himself. But that, to me, is in the offseason. You can't discredit Jalen Hurts. And I will be on record. I'm not saying Jalen Hurts is going to be our 10-year veteran, have a Hall of Fame career. I'm not saying all that because we got to see more. Lamar Jackson was an MVP. Now he looks, you got to see more. But I'm going to give Jalen Hurts the same opportunity I gave Carson Wentz. When Carson Wentz looked bad, I said, well, look at this, look at that, look at this. If I gave Carson Wentz excuses, I'm gonna give Jalen Hurts excuses until we find out what the root of the problem is. But hey, shout out to you, my guy.
Appreciate it. Yeah. Also, last thing I want to say, dog. Even though Carson got benched and that helped the team, we still need some guys that need to get held accountable. Alshon Jeffrey, come on. I understand he caught a touchdown. That's cool and all, but when is he gonna get held accountable? And when is he gonna get benched? Why is Fulgham sitting on a bench next to Doug Peterson, waiting for Alshon Jeffrey to get out the game? That makes no sense. I mean, Avonte Maddox, come on, bro. Come on. What have you been doing these last few games? I just feel like more guys need to be held accountable. If Jason Peters would get hurt, he would have still been playing in this game. It's not like Peters got benched. He just got hurt and had to sit out. So more guys need to hold accountable, more than Carson, but it starts with Carson. He got held accountable for his mistakes. Now, like you said, rather he's a quarterback next year, that's an offseason issue. Right now, Jalen Hurts is the guy. More guys have to get held accountable, but we'll see what happens this Sunday against Arizona.
Hey, shout out to you, my guy. I appreciate you for coming on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Hey, real quick for everybody, when I said Lamar Jackson, what I meant to say is he went from MVP unstoppable to a team last night before that win. He was 7-5. They are now 8-5. And don't get me wrong, I saw Lamar Jackson come back out after going into the locker room and come out and win them the game. I saw that. Or throw that touchdown, to say the least. I saw that, and I respect Lamar. But what I'm saying is, as you play more in the NFL, they start to figure stuff out. And again, Jalen Hurts showed me against the Saints that he deserves every opportunity, and he's going to get that against Arizona, and I like it. I mean, granted, I would love to have Rodeny McLeod and Jack Driscoll, but I think we could beat the Cardinals. My video tomorrow is going to be a playoff scenario. I'm going to break down the Cowboys' remaining schedule, the Washington football team, our schedule, and the Giants. I'm going to have all these little graphics. Check that video out when I drop it tomorrow, but we're going to drop that tomorrow because I'm still hoping that with us being mathematically in, we slip in there, and that's from Jalen Hurts. But let's get the next caller in. Real quick, let me see what he said. All right, my bad. Let's get the next caller in. Philly, what's going on? You got your mic mute. You got your mic muted.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're going to try to get these going faster, but what's going on? What is your take on the Jalen Hurts win?
I think Jalen Hurts did a pretty good game. People thought a lot of reporters that I've been seeing on ESPN actually doubted him and said that like he was gonna have a horrible game. The Saints defense was gonna kill him and stuff like that, but he proved them wrong.
That is true. He proved a lot of people wrong. We were 7.5-point underdogs. Nobody picked them. If you were listening to this earlier, my brother came in here. He was the famous Ramos, and he was so mad that we won. And he's a Jets fan, so he does like the Eagles. He always checks out the Eagles because he's from here, but I don't know why he's a Jets fan. But he had every game right except for the Saints. So the Eagles cost him a nice 500 piece, but that's what he gets for betting against my team. You know what I mean? But I agree.
I think if we want to beat Arizona, our defense has to play the same way that we played against Taysom Hill. Like, not get him out the pocket, pressure him on most of the plays. But I think if we really want to win this game from the defensive side, Darius Slay has to play. Because I know D-Hop is going to have a field day if we do not play him.
Facts.
If he does not play, I mean.
And right now he's going through the concussion protocol. Hopefully he can get back because, again, Avonte Maddox hasn't been good, but he's banged up. We got Rodeny McLeod out for the season. If Darius Slay don't play, we're in a heap of trouble.
One of the things I think we could do is put Kavon. I really like Kavon Wallace, fourth-round pick from the Clemson. I think he really was a steal for us personally. I think we should have started him at safety early in the year and put Mills at the corner. But yeah.
Hey, I hear you. I think Kavon Wallace is going to have a big role going forward. But thank you for calling in, my guy. Real quick, yes or no? Do you think we could beat the Cardinals next week?
Yes.
I love it. Appreciate you for calling in, my guy.
Sixers basketball tonight.
Yes, sir. 7:30. I'm going. Tuesdays are the worst day for me to stream or do anything past 4:00 because I got to take care of my business side of things. But I'm going to try my best to stream it to do play-by-play.
Okay. Have a good day, bro.
All right. Let's keep them going. Darian Brown, what's going on?
What's up, Philly, Mike?
Chilling. So give me your outlook on the Eagles' remaining games or just Jalen Hurts in general.
I think Jalen Hurts, he's been doing good. He's been getting out the pocket. And then Doug Peterson, he was doing, different plays than Carson Wentz. So that was a little bit concerning. But for the rest of the schedule, I think we're going to, win off. Well, I don't know about the Washington, but I think we can probably win 2 of the 3.
All right. So overall, do you think you think if us only winning 2 out of 3, you still got Washington winning the division then, right?
I mean, well, Alex Smith, he is injured, but I think he will play. I mean, Washington, they're a different team now than, the last season. But yeah, I think I have them winning the division. I'm sorry. They're just really good.
Hey, their defense has been dominant this year. I won't say They haven't been. But if they don't have Alex Smith, then I feel more confident that they lose at least one of Seattle or Carolina. And look, I know we're getting banged up, as you see at the bottom of the screen. Rodeny McLeod, Jack Driscoll out. But I like if Darius Slay can play. I like what we can do possibly against the Arizona Cardinals and maybe sneak out a W. Oklahoma quarterback versus Oklahoma quarterback.
Yeah, but I was just so mad about Travis Fulgham because he took only 11 snaps, but Quez Watkins, he took more snaps than Travis Fulgham.
Yeah,
So that was a little bit concerning, but I mean, yeah, that's all I had to say.
Pretty much every single game that Alshon's been playing, Fulgham got put to the back. Now, he has had some concerning drops, but he also had some great catches. And Alshon hasn't been great, even though he did catch that back shoulder touchdown. I like that. We're going to have to see more. But, hey, shout out to you for calling in. I got a lot of people trying to get in. We're going to try to make these quicker. Appreciate you, Darian.
All right, thank you.
Be easy, my guy.
All right, you too.
All right, like I said, I see the chat. We trying to make these quicker. We're going to go quicker for real this time. Let me get my guy, the Bull Philly. What's going on?
Yo, boy, what's up, man?
Hey, hanging in there. So,
hey,
how you feeling?
I'm good. To make this real quick, man, what Jalen Hurts brought to the Eagles Sunday night was just different. Like, if you look at Carson Wentz, you look at his Instagram, you look at his Twitter, like, and you look at his personality, he more of a loner. He go hunting and things like this and that. Like, to deal with a group of people is like, it's different. It's just different. Where he come from is just different. And you've been hearing about these type of things since after the Super Bowl year. You heard things about in the 18-19 season. Then in the 19-20 season, Mike, I was telling y'all that we needed an offensive line. You could see the cracks even then. And like, I don't think we really didn't do nothing. Everybody wanted wide receivers. And I think also that being here, me living in Philly, like, I think we run too much. Like, the fans, like it's like the Eagles try to just anything the fans is going with, that's what they going with. This is why, like, it's like, this is not a job. Like, it's not seniority. It seems like they keep bringing back all these old people just off of seniority. And this is why, like, I mean, what's his name? The boy that scored a touchdown last night, I forgot his name. That's why he's still in instead of the boy Travis Fulgham. It's about seniority. Yeah, I mean, it seemed like it's about, like, I mean, like, that's not cool. Like me, 2020 Vision and Jim Swartz, bro, we in your comments, like, we seen what's up with Wentz. Everybody can see that. Like, mentally, I think he's gone. And that's something that he really got to deal with, and these coaches got to really help him with. If not, nothing ever going to happen, man. And as far as Jalen Hurts, like, come on, like, how can you question anything that he's doing? Like, I don't want to hear about defenses don't got no tape or this and that. Like, come on, these defenses done played Lamar Jackson, done played this team or that team, and know what a running quarterback can do. Like, it don't make no sense to me. Like, honestly, like, we gotta keep Wentz though. Like, nah, don't throw my man like under the bus like that. Like, but he playing bad, and somebody on that team need to tell him, bro, you gotta step your game up. Like somebody, like, people cannot be afraid of that. I don't care if it come from Jeffrey Lurie, whoever. Somebody got to tell him, like, yo, bro, get your shit together. Like, we ain't saying it's over or we leaving you, bro, but like, nah, get it together, man. That's all, man.
Hey, real quick before you go, the Bull. So you love what Jalen Hurts is doing. You're keeping Carson Wentz. Of course, you got to keep him through the offseason, and that's where you can let him really get back to playing football, maybe a competition with Jalen Hurts. But let me ask you this. If Jalen Hurts does win out, we get to the playoffs, or even if he just wins out, and if we win out, the only way we won't get to the playoffs is if Washington beats both Seattle and Carolina. But just say we get to the playoffs under Jalen Hurts. With Doug Peterson being there, there's no way we're going to be able. I mean, if we have to keep him, we have to keep him. But would you look to trade Wentz, or would you still need to see more tape on Jalen Hurts?
No. I know the chat about to flame me, bro, but we can't trade no Wentz. Like, he shouldn't start if we make the playoffs, though. We keep Jalen Hurts in, and then next season, hopefully with all this COVID shit going and all that, and we get some preseason games in, we let them fight it out, man. And whoever do better. Like, I mean, like, they get the starting job, period. Like, I mean, whether it's Wentz or Hurts, man, but we can't do that, bro.
You know how to give you that tough question on here. You know what I mean? Yeah, you gotta do that. So, but you're okay though with keeping Wentz, and if you see Jalen Hurts outperform him in off-season training camp through preseason, you're rocking with Hurts week 1, right?
Most definitely. I gotta give a team the best chance to win.
Hey, I like it. I can respect that.
Hey, chat, don't flame me. All right, bro.
All right, yo, be easy. He's like, yo, chat, don't flame me. You know what I mean? He tried to give his credit to her. So go, talk about Wentz too. But I like it. We got our next guest. We're gonna try to go through these quick though. All right. Go ahead. What's going on?
Oh, hi. What's up?
What's up? I think you're having some connection issues. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, cool. So, real quick, Jalen Hurts, how you feel about the win and him?
I feel really good. The thing is, you know how the Saints brought pressure to Jalen Hurts, and he rolls out the pocket, and if he doesn't find anyone open, he just throws the ball away. Unlike Carson Wentz, he tries to escape it, and that's how we don't get we don't get first downs.
Correct. Yep, I agree. So you think that Jalen Hurts gives the Eagles the best chance to win, of course, right?
Yeah.
Now, do you think the Eagles can beat the Cardinals next week?
It depends to stop Kyler Murray on the run.
If we can stop Kyler Murray, are you concerned with Rodeny McLeod and Jack Driscoll being out?
Kind of for Rodeny McLeod because it wasn't like what's it called? He didn't touch anybody. He just got injured.
Yeah, ACL. So he'll be out he won't be back until middle of next year. Stinks.
And I don't know what happened to Jack Driscoll.
MCL. So he'll be out the rest of the season. Maybe not as bad as Rodeny McLeod, but pretty bad. But hey, we got a lot of people in here. Give me your last take. So you talked about the Arizona Cardinals. If we beat the Cardinals, do you think the Eagles get to the playoffs?
It depends if Washington loses. We just need Washington lose to the Seahawks and the Panthers, and we beat Washington.
Hey, yep, sounds easy. If everything feels easy after getting a W against the Saints, but we still gotta wait and see. Shout out to you for coming through, my guy. Let's go Eagles, and we'll talk to you on the next one.
All right. I have a question.
Go ahead.
When are you gonna stream next time?
I try to do these I try to do the call-in shows every Tuesday, a little bit after the game, so you guys still have reaction. Because Monday I do my reaction video, so normally on Tuesdays I try to do these, but I might be changing it to Monday, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
Okie doke. Peace.
Peace.
All right. We got these. We're gonna try to go through these quick. Keep saying that. It's like I might as well just record that after each one. We got my guy Eagles Body Bag 18. What's going on?
What's good, Mike, man?
You already know.
Oh man, I'm hearing it in the fan base, boy. I don't know. I think a lot of people is just too young, man. They don't know the heartache and pain of going through quarterbacks and not having a steady franchise quarterback. I'm no knock on Jalen Hurts, do his thing. You know what I mean? Look, he's a second round rookie. What, he 22 years old? Straight out of Oklahoma? Why wouldn't you think he's gonna come out good, come out fresh? I mean, Carson Wentz came out fresh. But hey, man, listen, man. From what I'm hearing from this Eagles fan base, and this is typical Eagles Nation shit. You know, we see someone doing great and doing good, and all of a sudden, just because somebody's having a bad, yo, let's just get rid of him. So my whole understanding is, if he wins the rest of these games, we're gonna get rid of Wentz, right? And he's gonna be the start. Jalen Hurts he's the Messiah. He's gonna be the answer. Nah, man, I can't put my heart and soul into that, bro. I can't, bro. This is every 3 to 4 years, bro. Nick Foles, Michael Vick, McNabb. Like I mean, like,
Oh, McNabb had a long tenured.
All
10
right,
years.
give him a chance though. It's not like we just got rid of him to the wolves for another person. I mean, come on, how and why? Knowing that he's a second round quarterback, knowing that he is going to be good if he get a chance, why would you even bring him to this team? Like, you don't think he should deserve to be on a starting job on a different team? You don't think he should have been picked up from a different team? I don't know, man.
I agree. The whole time before him coming in and playing, the pick, I didn't understand the pick because you got to build around who you sign. When Howie Roseman wrote that up and said, "Hey, sign on the dotted line, Carson, for $100 million," that's you guaranteeing he's your guy. And then everything after that was not giving him any type of reinsurance. I will say this: Carson Wentz going into the season should have had more respect from the organization, 100%, even the coaching staff. But with Jalen Hurts getting a W, it brings up how much of this is Carson like, I don't want to do it this way. I don't want to do it this way. I'm not going to throw the ball to you after practice. I'm going home to see my family. Forget you guys. Who knows? Now, listen, I don't know. It's a conspiracy, but
what type of quarterback we picked? He Christian. He don't drink. He don't smoke. We know what type of quarterback we were getting. He's not going to go out with me and you, Mike, to the club. Like, we know what type of quarterback, and this is Philly. You have to be involved with every player. Come on, we know what type of quarterback we were getting. Everybody, oh yeah, that's good that Jalen Hurts is gelling with the other cats because they vibe with him. Come on, how many quarterbacks have we had that vibe with a? Come on, Michael Vick. You wanted to? All right, who do you think is a better passer, Michael Vick or Jalen Hurts?
As of now, still Mike Vick.
Okay, and what happened? We did nothing. He went nowhere. So
hey, hold up. Nah, listen, that Michael Vick experience when in 2010 when we lost to the Green Bay Packers who won the Super Bowl. Hey, bro, we would have beat we gave the Green Bay Packers the biggest fight, and they went ahead and won the Super Bowl. But it is what it is.
Great. It's great. The win's great. It's magical. Throw the ball, but it's all about getting to the dance. Is it really about going out and vibing? Or having, is it about the dance, or is it just about the wins and couple playoffs?
Let me ask you this, though. Let me ask you this. When you watch the team under Carson Wentz this year so far, now
horrible. Look, I'm not taking nothing from these Eagles fans and what they're saying, but from what I'm hearing is y'all ready to trade him. I'm gonna tell you this.
You can't trade him yet.
It's gonna take me to the promised land. Why? Because you got Pat Mahomes, who is still who's still up there with the juggernaut. You still got Brady, who is still in the league. Listen, if you really think that this man next year is going to take us to the I'm gonna give him 5 years, and I mark my words. I know how this fan base is. He does one bad year. This is what every player. We've done this. This is ongoing history, man. Like, just because a person comes in and does great, listen, do your thing. Win the 4 games. And another thing, what are we winning for? Where are we going? Where are we going, bro?
Hey, body bags, real quick. I want to say this because I don't know when you started following my channel, but last year I stuck up for Carson Wentz through thick and thin. And then he proved me right with the last 4 games. This year, Carson was my guy. I stuck up for him. But once he started losing games and it was starting to look like it was him, I had to keep it real because at the end of the day, I like the Eagles. You know what I mean?
Right.
Donovan McNabb brought me to the Eagles, and I defended him like crazy because people, I don't understand the hate he got. I understand he didn't win us the big game, but there was a lot of, again, underlying circumstances.
Yeah.
But when you look at this team is not built to go to the Super Bowl right now. We're old, we have to renew, and we're broke. So what I'm saying right now is I don't see this team going to the Super Bowl with either quarterbacks until we start fixing things. We need to fix a lot. So with that being said, I know Eagle fans can do this. You win, I love you. You win, I love you. You lose, I hate you. But at this point, I'm worried about these next 3 games, and then we have a whole 3-month offseason to really get into the numbers, Carson, Jalen, because who knows? Listen, we're so hyped off this, and I don't wish this on Jalen, but what if he comes out and throws 3 picks next week? And the following week, we have to see more.
4 touchdowns every week. I know this
Well,
fan base. This fan base will yo, get out, Wentz. Get out. And this is how it goes. It never fails. And this whole quarterback competition, let me tell you something, bro. Listen, I'm getting paid $40 million, bro. I shouldn't be in no competition. What I should be doing is working on my mechanics. It should be working on what a quarterback's coach, not wasting my 6th year on a rookie who was in the same age bracket. No, you know what? Trade me. Trade me. Like it's going to be a shit show next year. It's going to be another shit show next year. I'm telling you, bro.
Hey, but look, I hear you. And like I said, I didn't get to go on what's it called, Instagram and get that yet, but we going to get something set up for this for the weekend before maybe Saturday. I'm gonna hit you up on Saturday, all right?
It's please be looking because I did something to you. I was waiting for that.
I just don't be on it, but I'm gonna get at you Saturday to go. I appreciate you for coming through though.
Sorry for the long, and
you good.
So whatever. I don't mean that or whatever. Thanks, man.
Be easy, my guy.
All right,
Love the energy. Love the energy. Look, it is what it is. Like I said, we all support the Shield. We have different ways to go about it, but it is what it is. All I know is there's going to be a quarterback playing this week, and it's going to be Jalen Hurts. So until he's not playing, I got to support. What's going on, Fun One? You good? You here? Fun One? Pretty crazy name. I'm gonna click off and I'm gonna bring you back. And then we'll see if you're back. So we got Eagles for life. Eagles for life. What's going on?
Yo,
Eagles for life.
How you doing today?
Hey, I'm hanging in there, We got a W. I feel good. It's Victory Tuesday. Still going to be Victory Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, because we haven't been able to say that. But what is your take on the Eagles situation?
First of all, you can't. Well, how much money we paid Carson Wentz. You can't pay somebody so much money and then not play him. So, you got to wait till next year until he gets that contract so you can put him in free agency. But if you don't want to put Jalen Hurts, if Jalen Hurts doesn't show up, I wouldn't put him in free agency. Because if Jalen Hurts doesn't perform, at a great level, more than Carson Wentz, he's going to put Jalen Hurts is going to be back on the bench. So,
hey, I agree. There's a lot of things that we got to go into. And like I said, you can't watch one player play a game and a half, and be like, woo, let me sign him for 10 years for blah, 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 blah. That's why they got a 4-year rookie contract and a 5-year rookie contract if you're a first-round pick, because you got to see what you're investing your money in. They invested their money on Carson. It didn't turn out the same way they wanted with the supporting cast. But at the end of the day, it comes down to you can't just get super hype off what Jalen Hurts did one game, but I can say, let me see more. And that's what I'm trying to say. These 3 games are either going to get us to the playoffs or they don't mean nothing. So there's no reason Carson should play with the struggles he's been having in this offense. We either see what Jalen Hurts got, because he could prove to be not that good. Beat the Saints. What if he loses to the Cowboys, Washington, and things? So we have to make evaluations on this whole team. I'm talking from Howie, Doug, Carson, the O-line, the old guys, the new guys, the young guys, everybody. Even the cheerleader's job could be up. You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah, I know what you mean. And also, is it just Jalen Hurts performing in just one game, or is it him performing, in the rest of these 3 games? And that's the question.
Yeah, I agree. But like I said, we got a lot of people on. Let me ask you this, though. Do you think the Eagles could beat the Cardinals this week?
Yes, and I think they can make the playoffs. I think right now they have the second best chances to make the playoffs behind. I mean, in the NFC,
Division.
East, and I feel like if Washington loses to exactly what the other kid said, 2 calls ago, if Washington loses to Carolina and they lose to all these teams, I feel like the Eagles will clinch a playoff berth and
Hey.
show out.
Yep. If we win out, I have a real good feeling we'll be in the playoffs, unless Washington just beat Seattle and Carolina. But if they only win one of them games and we win out, which is against Washington week 17, we in the big dance. So we gonna definitely see, my guy. Appreciate you for coming in. Love the name, Eagles for life. No matter who's the quarterback, you gonna rock with the Philadelphia Eagles. I appreciate you.
Yes, yeah. I'll definitely hit you up next Tuesday.
Got you. All right. So we got a guy in here that says Joey Philly 500's brother. What's going on?
Hey, Philly Mike, let me shut my truck off so I can hear you. Let me shut my truck off real quick. What's going on, brother? It's been a while.
Hey, yeah. So what's up?
Let me tell you like this, bro. I told Philly 500. I actually bet him that the Eagles were going to beat the Saints. He's like, there's no way. I'm like, watch. They're not going to be able to cover Jalen Hurts. The same thing that they said on TV, Stephen A. after and stuff. The problem with Jalen Hurts was he looks slow, but he ain't slow. And then when he runs, he'll run right through you. You're not dealing with a normal quarterback. You're dealing with remember Cordell Stewart for the Pittsburgh Steelers? He looked slow and he used to run people over, and it took him a long time for people to get used to him. And he could do the same thing Jalen Hurts did. The issue is, I think this is what they're going to do. They're going to bring Carson Wentz back next year, and it's not going to be a quarterback competition. They're just going to let him start. They're going to let him hang. They're going to let him hang himself again. We're going to go through this same mess again next year. The only way that doesn't happen is what I really feel like might happen. The Eagles are going to beat the Cardinals because they beat the Saints. Even though I know you just got word that Jack Driscoll, he's out now for the rest of the year, which nobody even said nothing about that. It just came out of nowhere. And then you got McLeod out with an ACL. And then I don't even know, Darius Slay had a head injury. They said he's probably going to play. And then they said the other guy that got he hurt his knee. I haven't heard anything about it since, whether he's going to be out or not. It was Rodney McLeod. Oh, Maddox. Which, I mean, he's horrible, but at least he's not as bad as some of these people we can't even pronounce their name. So I think that the Eagles are going to beat the Cardinals because they're just as bad as we are as far as I'm concerned. How do you have DeAndre Hopkins, Larry Fitzgerald, Kyler Murray, and a couple other people that they have on there, and you can't seem, you know what I mean? You don't have no problems with your offensive line. Your defense stinks. So how come you can't score no points? They're not in the same situation where we are. Yeah, they're not in our situation. We can't protect the quarterback. That's why we can't score. You, on the other hand, just can't score, and you have one of the best receivers in the National Football League, and you can't even get him the ball. So I think, listen, this is what I'm trying to get people to look at and realize. There was 2 times in this decade, 2009, and then there was another one. I can't remember if it was 7 or 11 when the Giants went 9-7, and both times they won the Super Bowl. They went limping into the playoffs, and they won the Super Bowl. Remember, they beat the Patriots in 2009. And then they did it again, and everybody was like, "How does a 9-7 team?" And it was the Giants both times they did it. And I was like, that was I think with Eli Manning, but the Eagles. I keep telling Philly 500, if you make it to the playoffs 3-10, but you catch fire, and them last 3 wins is when you catch fire. If you carry that over into the playoffs, you start at 0. It doesn't matter how many games you won from the first day of the playoffs. He's like, but you might not be that good. You don't have to be good. All you have to do is be playing well. And that's who's going to win the Super Bowl. That's why the 16-0 Patriots didn't win the Super Bowl, because they already had their flame put out a long time ago. They were riding the wave that was done,
Hey,
and Philly, look how many people are being exposed right now. I mean, the Browns look really good, but their defense has got exposed bad. The Pittsburgh Steelers, 10-0. Oh, they're the greatest thing ever. Where? They can't stop nobody. They can't win. They can't even score now. So I think if Jalen Hurts and the Eagles come together as a unit, because it's not just him. Everybody's like, oh, Jalen Hurts did that. No. Did you see how good the defense played? It wasn't just Jalen Hurts. What'd you say?
It was definitely a team effort.
Right. If they can play together. And that's what one of the guys said on one of the things I was listening to today. He said, I want you guys to understand. He's like, I want you to understand that the most important thing is Carson Wentz was bad, right? But Jalen Hurts wasn't that good either. He didn't throw that much. He ran, whatever. The thing that Jalen Hurts was able to do that Carson Wentz could not do was get the entire team to play as a team, and therefore it made them good enough to win. Because
true. And the whole team played inspired football under Jalen Hurts. That's undeniable.
Yeah, and just going by his numbers, they were saying, oh, well, he shouldn't have won. Well, true and all, 168 yards, whatever. He did fumble at the end. He got that one by, whatever. But the defense played. Because tell me, Mike, when you were sitting there, you were in the fourth quarter when Darius Slay went out, Maddox went out, Brandon went out, and then Sweat went out, and then the other guy, McLeod, went out. Wasn't you sitting there in front of the TV like, oh shit, here we go, we're gonna lose. Here we go.
I was definitely getting nervous. I do a live play-by-play like Philly 500, and I was really nervous. But hey, shout out to you, my guy. I gotta get some of these other guys in. I appreciate you for coming through.
No problem, brother. Have a good day.
Definitely got a different take than Philly 500. Be easy though.
Yeah.
All right. Did it? Hey, we gonna try fun one more time. Are you good, bro?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. What's up with you?
I'm good.
So, Jalen Hurts, big win against the Saints. What's your take on it?
I was kind of surprised, but then when I look back at the Saints schedule, they didn't play any quarterbacks that could run. Like maybe Matthew Stafford is the best running quarterback they had to go against. Maybe Kendall Hinton, but that guy's a wide receiver. So I mean, I was actually very surprised, but I mean,
and I heard a lot of football content creators talk about that, but they got Taysom Hill to practice against. You know what I mean? They haven't actually played another team that has a mobile quarterback or a run first quarterback or whatever you want to call it. But I mean, the same way when we went against Lamar Jackson, we used Jalen Hurts to simulate Lamar Jackson in practice. I mean, Sean Payton is a Super Bowl winning coach. He's smart. He's offensive minded. How do you not use Taysom Hill throughout the week to game plan for a Jalen Hurts? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but look how good our defense did against Lamar Jackson, though.
Yeah, I mean, he had over 100 yards. But again, this is the Eagles defense early. We had Nathan Gary, we had all these guys back then as well. And that's been our kryptonite. Daniel Jones ran against us. Rushing quarterback keeps have been killing us. All that misdirection has been killing us. But so do you think Jalen Hurts was the right decision to go to at this point of the season?
Yeah, but I sort of thought if he was gonna start, he should have started maybe against Seattle. But I mean, I think that's still a bit too early still because Seattle's defense is pretty bad then. So I mean, you got to give him an easy start, but still.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, when you look at the degree of difficulty against the Saints defense, I like what he was able to do. I like where the team's going. You can't deny that everybody played better. But let me ask you this before I let you go. I know Philly 500 brother was going crazy on there, but do you think we can beat the Cardinals with these injuries and what we're going to put on the field possibly Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, 100%. I mean, I not 100%, but like I think I'm pretty confident we can beat the Cardinals because they have zero pass rush without Chandler Jones, and so I don't think Jack Driscoll's injury will hurt us that much this week.
Yeah, I think that helps us not going against a team has a dominant front four. Because of Jack Driscoll being out, we're probably going to have to play Matt Pryor, somebody who's suspect. But hey, yo, real quick, Wizzo Mays, what are you talking about? When did that happen? But yeah, fun one. Hopefully this Sunday is a fun one, and we score a lot of touchdowns. Like I said, if you look at the game, we could have easily put up 30 on this team if we kicked the field goal instead of going for it on fourth down, and Jake Elliott don't miss an extra point type field goal, who's been a problem. Like I said, he makes a 50-yard field goal in Lambeau, makes a 45-yard field goal in this game, and then misses a 22-yarder or something like that.
I saw Philly 500's reaction to that. It was the funniest thing in the world.
Hey, I didn't get to see it, but I'll have to go back and check it. But I know I was just like, huh? You know what I mean? Like, wow, how? Why? You know?
Yeah.
But hey, shout out to you for hanging in there. It didn't work the first time, but I came back through to you. Shout out to you, my guy. I'm gonna let you go. Be easy, my guy.
Peace.
All right. Keep saying this, but we're gonna try to go through these faster. Let's get my guy Philly Ace 21 on here. What's going on, Philly Ace? You gotta unmute your mic.
Hold on. My bad. I unmute myself. How you doing, Philly Mike?
Hey, hanging in there, you know? Like what I see on Sunday. How about yourself?
Yeah, I seen it too, you know, at times, man. It was decent. I'm not gonna lie. I thought for a second, man, Jalen Hurts was gonna get sacked so many times through this game, make him look bad. But it just for some reason, for Doug Peterson, I don't get it. He's like back on quarterback for some reason. I don't get it. Like everything it just clicks.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I'm still a West fan. You see what I'm saying?
But with you being a Wentz fan, are you excited for what Hurts brings these last couple games, or would you have never went to Hurts?
I just say at this point, man. I say at this point, given time right now, I would go for Hurts just for the next 4 games. It just like he just played terrible, man. At times, you know, Carson Wentz, he played terrible at times.
Yeah,
because Doug Peterson don't know how to put him in the situation. Don't know how to do that.
Hey, I agree. Doug Peterson has not been putting him in the right situations, but even plays that he finds himself in the right situations a couple times a game and still sometimes makes the wrong decision. You know, it's in his head too much to me. I mean, he's at a spot right now where I don't know if he's going to be able to come back out, but it's a wait and see approach.
To me, the run game, it just stops. That's kind of get on my nerves.
Yeah.
You got to keep the run game going. I don't care how many times you fail. I don't care how many times you fail. Just keep on trying until the defense breaks.
Yeah. Hey, I hear you, my guy. Like I said, we got all 10 people filled up in here. We're going to have to try to keep these going faster. I appreciate you, Philly. Hey, definitely keep putting that content out, and anybody in the chat, go check his channel out.
For the Mike, you keep doing you. I mean, keep your head up strong, man. I've been seeing you from time to time. You know, post a video. You do your thing.
Appreciate it, my guy.
All right.
All right. We gonna try to go through these faster. This is the last time I'm saying it because we gonna just keep rocking with it. Because I gotta get off in a little bit, and I want to get everybody on here. We got Dave 10 Eagle, Izira Eagle 67, Lenny D, Packer Nation, Azira again. So we got two of the same. I'm gonna get one of them out. Jalen Hurts and Edwin Solano. So we gonna try to get these guys through. Somebody dropped. But we're going to try to get these guys through, and I'm going to take down the pin because we're at an hour and 25 minutes, and I got to get going in a little bit. But go ahead. Dave Eagle 10. Dave 10 Eagle. My bad. What's going on with you?
Hey, I'm doing good. How about you?
Hey, hanging in there. And I love what I've seen. Anytime I can get a W as an Eagle fan, I'm going to take it. What's your take on what you've seen Sunday and going forward?
I like what I saw from Jalen Hurts. I just want to see when the defense starts to make him throw the ball, can he throw it consistently? That's what I want to see from him.
I hear you. But with that
Yeah,
being said, go ahead.
And I think some of the things we need to do is even though we won the Super Bowl in 2017, I think we need to get rid of some of those players because for the past couple of years, we're hearing players from different teams saying that they keep living in 2017, the year they won the Super Bowl. So, and I think once that keeps coming out consistently, it has something to do with it.
True. Yeah, that definitely could be part of the problem. But how do you feel about, that actual game going from a team that really can't get nothing going to seeing Jalen Hurts in and he getting it done? How do you feel about that? And do you think we have a shot against the Cardinals?
I think we have a shot. And from the first question you asked, I just think that Jalen Hurts is the answer right now because Carson Wentz can't do what he can do as far as mobility. He's a more athletic quarterback than Carson Wentz. So even though the offensive line look better, it's because he can get out of trouble easier. And the fact that he hasn't been hit a lot, which in my opinion causes Carson Wentz to be indecisive. And I just think that going forward, we just need to sit Carson Wentz and play Jalen Hurts the rest of the season.
Yeah, I agree. And like I said, it's an evaluation for everybody. But if we do see some good tape from Jalen Hurts, well, then you definitely have to go ahead and put that in perspective and say, hey, if the guy keeps balling out, well, then, you have to raise that question. I know Carson Wentz gets paid a lot, but you can't deny when a team is winning. And shout out to Young Money 07. I just hooked you up with a wrench, my guy. Normally, when I do my shows myself, I can hit the chat a lot more. It's hard to do it when you got more than one person on here. But hey, Dave, I agree. I still look at Wentz like, I know he has talent, but he definitely didn't show it at all in 2020. This has been a bad year. You can talk about everything around him, but it starts to lose everything around him feel if Jalen Hurts continues to win. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I want to ask you one question. What do you think of the reports of Carson Wentz being stubborn? I think that some of it is true, but we don't really know like the context. We don't get the full context, even though the article was out. That's my only thing about that article. What is he being stubborn about? We don't know. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, all them articles, it's hard to say if they're true or not. But now I'm going to be able to have my own thoughts about it. If you start seeing, again, you saw this team rally around Jalen Hurts. You saw this team rally around Nick Foles. That makes it more believable that these articles are not just fake. Maybe Carson is a little big-headed. Maybe he doesn't want to do this when Doug asks him to. Maybe he's not so friendly with the guys. And again, like someone said in the chat, you're never going to want to put bad tape on bad tape because even if you don't like the team, you're trying to audition for another team. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What if that's the case, then how come this is my last question. How come he had success in 2019? If that's the case, that's my last question.
Well, and again, I was big on that 2019 run, and I will say this: Dallas, even though they were not that good of a team, had a really good offense. We were able to beat them. But I will say this: it was a whole new group of people, and maybe they bought into his stuff. Boston Scott was younger. It was all these practice squad players who would not even think to challenge Wentz. But when you got guys like Alshon, who's been in the league for a while, you got guys who want to you not just challenge them, but just have a man-to-man conversation. Who knows? And I'm not saying this is Wentz, but every single time another guy comes in and succeeds, it makes you believe that some of these reports may not have been exactly true, but are closer to that than not. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. You have a good one.
Hey, shout out to you, my guy, Dave Eagle.
All right.
Hey, yeah, listen, you use the rents wrong, it gets stripped from you right away. You know what I mean? Gets stripped from you right away. Because that dude, Sam Tad, whatever, got his wrench, started taking people out. Not only did he lose his wrench, he got blocked, blizzocked. So you don't block people for no reason. You know what I mean? And that's the thing, I can't see it on StreamYard, but if I look here, I can see it. So definitely do not be doing that. All right, we got Isaiah. What's going on? Isaiah, are you good? All right, let me try the other one. Isaiah, are you good?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. What's up with you?
What's up, my man? First off, I gotta tap my hat to Carson, to Jalen Hurts. He played a hell of a game, even though he had an average Carson Wentz game. I definitely he did his thing. My thing is for people who say he's a McNabb 2.0. My thing is McNabb really hasn't done anything for us. If you sit there and you ask me, McNabb got to the Super Bowl, threw up on the 50-yard line, couldn't even get it done. If that was Tom Brady, we wouldn't be saying Tom Brady is who he is right now. So that's my first point. And then my second point is for your last comment about with the last caller about rallying behind Jalen Hurts, my whole thing, if I'm Lori, I'm getting rid of everybody. You play for who I tell you to play for. You don't go on your own to make a statement because you don't like somebody. At that point, both the QB's gone, both the defenses, all the defensive players is gone, all the running backs, all y'all gone, everybody going. I'm starting over by myself. Because at that point, you got a snake in your organization that you need to get out. At that point, if you really want me to be honest, you got a snake. You got to get out of your organization. I would go with Carson Wentz because of the simple fact, not because of the money, is because of the simple fact you don't have an offensive coordinator, and we all know his quarterback coach is terrible. So my thing is, and then you go mess with his mental, and you get a second round draft pick with a quarterback not going to be good. So you know he's going to be good. You know he's going to give you something, and you know if Carson Wentz has a terrible season, you know people are going to call for him. So my whole thing is you kind of did him wrong with that. You kind of are being slimy towards your quarterback. In my words, you've been kind of slimy. Do I think Jalen Hurts is going to be able to win this game? I can say yes and no because it's Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, I mean, he threw a Hail Mary and won the game within 2 seconds of the game. So, I mean, when you ask me, that's a toss-up. I think he might be able to pull it off. But then again, if Kyler Murray do Kyler Murray things, maybe they end up winning out. So
Sorry, I muted myself. My bad. Hey, but look, I agree. If a guy doesn't want to play for the team itself, you got a problem. And so Jeff Lurie got to look at that and pretty much figure out what's next. However, the way Jalen Hurts played this game, I just can't deny it. And I was a big Carson Wentz guy. A lot of people know. And so, watching Carson Wentz play, watching Jalen Hurts play, it's a small sample size, so I cannot just jump out of my seat like Jalen Hurts is that guy, because we got to see more. But right now, I'm very interested in seeing what he does the rest of these 3 games, because it's going to show he can, even if he has the 3 best games, you still got to put it in perspective. It's still a 4-game sample size, but it's something that you definitely have to consider. And that's when Jeff Lurie, depending on what he does with Howie and Doug, we have to exhaust all options. But to me, the controversy comes in the offseason. Right now, I'm worried about the Arizona Cardinals under Jalen Hurts. You know what I mean?
Right, right. One last thing. I do think they try to Black Lives Matter. I'm not gonna lie. That might sound like the most ridiculous thing ever, but I'm not gonna lie. When you got most of your weapons on there, they got color on them. And
Oh man, he dipped out on himself. If you come back, I don't know if he can come back in either, because I took it down. We'll chat. If he comes in the chat, Isaiah comes in the chat, let him know that I can send it for him. He can come back on real quick. But we got 4 more people. We got Lenny D, Packer Nation, Edwin Solano, and Jalen Hurts. We're going to try to go through these quickly because my wife was calling me like, yo, are we going? So we got to go through these quickly. But what's going on, Lenny D?
What's up? What's up, bro?
Hey.
Before I get started on my point, I want to say shout out to you. You know, I got much love for you because you like one of my first subscribers. You've been supporting me since day one, since my first video. So I just want to say thank you for that. But to me, Jalen Hurts played great. You know, he played good, but it wasn't nothing that jumped off the screen to me. And, you know, I can't take nothing away from him because he did play a good game. He played smart. You know, he used his legs a lot. But that's the main thing that happened. It was the fact that he used his legs. You know what I'm saying? Like, the receiver still wasn't getting no separation. They said he was still hurried like 14 times, but that was the difference between Wentz and Hurts, is the fact that Hurts can use his legs more. You know what I'm saying? So to me, you finished the season off with Hurts, no doubt about it. You got to roll with the high hand, and it could be a possibility we can sneak into the playoffs or whatever, but you got to roll with the high hand. But next year, I just can't give up on Wentz just yet, because if you think about it, his whole career, we have really done him no favors, you know, as far as like getting weapons, because for God's sakes, when he came into the league, he was throwing to Dorial Green Beckham and Jordan Matthews, you know what I'm saying, and a struggling Nelson Aguilar, his start of his career, you know what I'm saying? And then the following year, thank God we had Frank Wright, because you had an old Torrey Smith. You had Alshon, who was pretty, you know, productive for us in the Super Bowl year. Then you had possibly Nelson Aguilar's, you know, best year. But then the following year, you know, our receivers wasn't that great. They wasn't the same. And then 2019, all our receivers started dropping like flies with Nelson Aguilar, D. Jackson, Alshon. So, and he willed those guys, those practice squad players and the rookies, to go on that 4-game winning streak. So I just can't, for one bad year, I can't give up on him, because we have really done him no favors. Has he played bad this season? Yes. 100%. I can't argue with nobody who say that Wentz has had a bad year. Like, he's had a bad year, but I just can't give up on him after 1 year. You know what I'm saying? Like, in Peyton Manning's 5th year, he threw 26 touchdowns and 23 interceptions. Brett Favre threw multiple 20-plus interceptions in his whole career. So I just can't give up on Wentz after 1 year, because literally some of these people know bad years happen to every quarterback. Pat Mahomes is doing good right now. His year is coming that he's going to be struggling, because nobody has dealt with the same stuff as Wentz has dealt with. Even with Jalen Hurts in right now, we about to be on our 13th different starting offensive line. You know what I'm saying? Different wide receivers in and out. So, I mean, I've never seen nobody struggle, you know, with our personnel like we have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And like I said, look, when I look at Carson Wentz, I know there's something there. But when I watched them in 2020, it wasn't there in them games. I can say that. Like, you know, I struggled through it, and, you know, it is what it is. Now, is there definitely underlying circumstances? Of course. But what I saw Jalen Hurts do is take them underlying circumstances and just win. It wasn't pretty, but we just won. Now, could that be lucky? Possibly. But what I got to see more. This is an evaluation time. It just because the division is so bad, this evaluation time can actually be evaluation and also a chance to get to the playoffs because the top guy got 6 wins. Like if we were in any other division, it would be 100% an evaluation and that's it. We wouldn't even be able to sniff the playoffs. But because we are in this bad division, we got evaluation and playoffs in the same sentence. It's hard, it's weird, but I like what Jalen Hurts did. Like I said, my take is that we're going through this season with Hurts, and then in the off season we can really discuss if we have what the controversy is going to be, what's going on. There's going to be reports everywhere. You know what I mean? This is going to be all out mayhem. But real quick, before I get your take on that, if you haven't done it already, make sure you smash that like button. I haven't said that one time this whole stream. We're going on 2 hours close, an hour and 40. If you haven't done it, smash that like button for your boy. Last I saw, we were at like 60 or 70. Let's try to get it to 100. We got 70 some people in here. But before I let you go, Lenny D, do you think Jalen Hurts and this offense, with the key injuries we have, can we beat the Arizona Cardinals?
It's a yes and a no for me. Like I know it seems complicated. It's because of, to me, that wide receiver factor to me. Like you got DeAndre Hopkins who darn near never dropped anything. You know what I'm saying? Like he caught a Hail Mary over 3 defensive backs that's like top tier in the league. You know what I'm saying? He caught a close your eyes throw and he caught over 3 people. So, and we don't know if Darius Slay gonna play. We don't know if Maddox gonna play, and then you got Rodeny McLeod out. So it scares the heck out of me that Larry Fitzgerald, Christian Kirk, and DeAndre Hopkins can have their way with us at will, you know. So, I mean, we could, but, I mean, I don't know.
Hey, it's definitely going to be tough. We got to see, with Rodeny McLeod being out, we definitely got to make sure we get Darius Slay to pass protocol, concussion protocol, because it's going to be big without him. Without him, you got Jalen Mills one-on-one with DeAndre Hopkins with no safety over the top and Jim Schwartz system. Ugh, that's horrible. But hey, Lenny D, I appreciate you. We got to get these last couple callers in. If you haven't done it already, go check out Lenny D's channel. All you got to do is type in Lenny D in the search bar. He'll pop up. He does live streams. He does videos. Go check him out. Give him a review. If you like what you hear, hit that button.
Appreciate you for having me on.
You already know. Be easy, my guy.
You too.
All right, we got Packer Nation. What's going on, Packer Nation? I know you coming in to say thank you guys for beating the Saints.
Yep, that's what I'm doing. What's up? How you doing?
Hey, I'm hanging in there. We beat the Saints, you know.
Yeah.
We actually played a very good game against you. Maybe if Jalen Hurts plays the whole game, we might. You never know. You never know. But
our defense was horrible. But when I watched Jalen Hurts play, it was amazing. But at the same time, the Saints offense defensive line struggled kind of, and that's what's special about Jalen Hurts, his ability to escape the pocket. He's like a mini Michael Vick back in 2009 or 8.
He definitely got some wheels, and again, he ran 4.5 at the combine, but he definitely runs like he. You look at him, you're like, yeah, he's pretty fast, but then when you see him get past defenders, you're like, wow, he moves, he glides. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But hey, shout out to the Packers having a great season. I know the Saints were trying to take that number 1 spot. This makes the NFC a lot wide open. You got 10-3 Saints, 10-3 Packers, 9-4 Bucks, 9-4 Rams. So with 3 games left, you got a lot of guys fighting for that number 1 spot.
Hey, Mike, do you think Carson Wentz can get another start if Jalen Hurts plays really horrible?
To me, just to make sure we keep this fan base like calm down at this point and just everything going on, even if Jalen Hurts plays bad, you got to leave him in because we saw Carson Wentz play bad for multiple games and he was able to stay on. And again, he's our franchise guy. We paid him like that. He deserves to stay on as long as possible. But if Jalen Hurts struggles, if you play the flip-flop game like that, well, then you have a chance of really like just breaking Carson, because you put him back in, he struggles again. It's just at this point, I think he got to clear his mind, get his stuff together, look at himself in the mirror, and come back in the offseason and do everything in his power to try to prove he can hang. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's why I think the reason Carson's playing bad because he's under too much stress with all the criticism, and I think he knows that if he doesn't get his act together, I think he knows he probably put in free agency, which just is a horrible idea.
Wow. Yeah. Well, shout out to you, Packer Nation. Who you guys got this week?
Um, I got the Philadelphia Eagles beating the Cardinals by like 3 points.
I'll take that. I'll take that. You know, maybe we come to Lambeau in the playoffs one day.
Oh gosh.
I'm just kidding. I appreciate you though.
You welcome.
All right. We got the last couple. Listen, hey Kayla, I know you've been spitting fire in here. If you want to come on real quick, let me know, because I know you've been saying the flip-flop, wishy-washy fans. And look, you know, the chat pretty cool. Shout out to my guy Victory with the $5 super chat. Salute to everybody in the chat. We definitely have the best community on the best pod. I appreciate my guy Victory. He knows I'm feeling a little bit sad because I got kicked out of the playoffs just because I lost my last game by 4. I didn't start TY. Disgusting. But let me get to my next guy real quick. Well, let me bring him back in because he was in the middle of something, and then I don't want him to think I kicked him off. What's going on, my guy?
What up? No, thank you, man. But what I was about to say was, I do think there is a little bit of racial disparity kind of going on in the locker room. When you got a lot of your weapons, mostly your team is black, and you got a white quarterback from the Midwest, where they got that country accent, when they got that kind of Southern vibe to them. If you ever watched one of the videos of Carson Wentz on the sideline, he was talking about Miles, and he said, "That boy can run." And all the black players looked at him like, "What are you talking about, boy?" So when you look at certain things like that within people and not just players and their interactions with each other, you can kind of see there might be a little bit of racial disparity. They're not trying as hard for Carson, but the moment Jalen come in, oh, they can catch a ball. Oh, they can run routes. Oh, they can run RPOs. Oh, they'll run the football more. So
What about the Nick Foles thing though? You know, he's a white quarterback. He's not as down south as Carson probably, but
right, because he's a little bit more from where we are now. Again, more of like some of the terminology and the way how he probably walks and carry himself sometimes can probably lead off to a little bit like how those articles of him being a little bit stubborn. There probably is a lot of truth to that. There's probably a little truth to that, and there's probably a little bit of racial disparities going on within the locker room as well. Another instance is before the game, there was an article that came out and talked about the success of black quarterbacks for the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know about y'all, but there ain't no black Super Bowl that won us a black quarterback that won a Super Bowl for us. So that's my thing. That's just my thing. It seems to be a little bit of Black Lives Mattering going on in the locker room. Again, it might sound like the biggest ridiculous thing in the world, but it could be possible. You never know.
I see. You know, you're reaching, but you're reaching. But at this point, you know, the way Carson Wentz went downhill, I guess you got to reach at all aspects. I guess you know what I mean.
If they get rid of Carson Wentz, I'll say this: I'm gonna rock out with the Eagles. I'm gonna rock out with my team. Again, I can't hate on Hurts because he played a hell of a game. But I'm gonna tell you this: 2024 Super Bowl. I'm gonna tell you this right now: Carson gonna be done with us. He gonna wipe our face in the turf, and the only reason why is because he gonna get that hunger back. And I feel like he's going to turn into 2017 Carson Wentz again. Not because I think Jalen Hurts is a terrible quarterback or we ain't got it. I just think he's going to want it that much that he's going to want to just wipe us. So that's what I think of.
Hey, I mean, Yeah, I mean, if that's something, it's something. I mean, I do like what he was able to stick up for. When George Floyd was murdered, I'm gonna say, because that's what it was. He definitely was. Um, Carson came out and spoke about that. But again, sometimes social media, all that brings you to do some of that stuff. But like I said, I don't want to get into all that other stuff because, everybody got their own thoughts. I will say this at this point, you got to just figure out what's wrong with Wentz because there is something wrong with him and he just got to get better. And maybe he could do it with the Eagles. Maybe not. That's a question for the all season. But hey, shout out to you, my guy. I wanted to bring you back on, make I didn't just bang on you.
No. Good luck. Good luck.
Hey, it'll be easy.
Easy.
All right, we got a couple more. I'm about to get in deep trouble, but Eagle Nation, I'll take the punishment for Eagle Nation. That's what I do. So we gonna bring on my guy, Cool Eagle. What's going on?
Yo, man. Like, what's up, Eagles Nation? How y'all doing out there, man? Like, hope y'all staying safe out there, man. All good Titans. What's up, Philly Mike? My boy, man.
Hey, so you saw Hurts perform with the Eagles. We beat the Saints. What's your take? Do you think we can win these next couple games? And give me your take on Jalen Hurts.
Oh yeah, man. I had, of course, extreme biases against Jalen Hurts just because I'm such a Carson Wentz fan. Like, I've been a Carson Wentz fan since he was at in college, winning five FCS championships, man. But just when I seen Jalen Hurts, I seen this offense just become more electric. They finally know how to run routes. And according to PFF, man, like there were finally 0 drop balls. Something that we have not seen from the Eagles offense all year. And Jalen Hurts brought that out. Whether for some odd reason, whether they want to play for him or not, Jalen Hurts is just that electric dude, and I think that it'll be very smart, starting him for the rest of these games. And as for the difficulty of the games, I think that Jalen Hurts can beat the Cardinals. Just because you see, because we don't ever see Kyler Murray pass for that many yards. So I think our front seven can hold up against Kyler Murray, but of course that concern would be in the secondary. But as far as everything else, I think Jalen Hurts can win us these next 4 games.
Hey, before I ask you another question, we got everybody in chat like this caller's legit. Love the man room, and everybody's like he came prepared, man. Got the whole setup. He was waiting for his time to shine. But real quick, but here's the thing. What if now we're gonna play the what if game? What if Jalen Hurts wins out convincingly, like really nice?
Well, honestly, man, like if Jalen Hurts somehow manages to win it out, I will feel 2 different ways. One, I will look at Doug Peterson completely different for the rest of his tenure in Philadelphia. If he doesn't get fired after this year, because someone has to get fired after this year. I will look at Doug Peterson completely differently. I'll probably feel like a little bit distrust for him, and then secondly, it may be over for Carson Wentz in Philadelphia because how the Philadelphia media is, how the fan base is. If you have a backup quarterback come in again and get you to the promised land, well, or at least close to the promised land, it's pretty much over. Like Carson Wentz, has experienced that, with Nick Foles, and I think that if Carson Wentz somehow sees Jalen Hurts make the playoffs again, that will crush his confidence in Philadelphia. And he'll have no choice but to request for a trade to another team.
Yeah, that will be definitely devastating in the Carson Wentz benefit, his side. You know what I mean? It's like Nick Foles did it, Jalen Hurts did it. Is it really Doug or is it really him? And so again, I'm not saying that Carson Wentz is not talented, but I am saying what I saw in 2020 in this system was not good. Yeah, but what I saw was not good, and it could be legitly the Doug Peterson, Carson Wentz tension is just too high. You know what I mean? Who knows? All I do know is that, man, it was a breath of fresh air when Jalen Hurts came in. I'm a big Carson Wentz supporter. I know. Listen, if you're new to my channel, you're probably like, "Yo, Philly Mike don't like him." But if you watch me long enough, I've been a Carson guy. But I can't watch bad football. I can't watch bad football and not give my take on bad play. And I was 100% also saying that. Look, the offensive line is bad. Doug Peterson is bad. Receivers can't separate. But now I can't say that as much when I see it. Jalen Hurts come in and succeed in that same system. I know Doug called a little bit different game, but Miles Sanders only still had 14 carries. He still had some bad play calling in there. So I look at it as like, again, was Jalen Hurts getting lucky? This is all stuff we got to see because you cannot plan your future. You go out with this girl, she looks really good. You had a great first date.
Oh, yeah.
Are you going to marry her? You had a great first date. Are you going to marry her? No. You got to go out with a couple more dates. You got to go out. You got to see. That's what we got to do with Jalen Hurts. We got to figure him out.
Let it marinate, right?
Let it marinate. But he will have a compelling argument if he goes out and beats Arizona and then dusts off the Washington football team and the Cowboys and takes us to the playoffs. Well, then, that's that girl on the third or fourth date tell you that her dad's a millionaire. You like, sign me up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Like, it's so crazy because a YouTuber, I think it was Infamous 2K, man. He brought up this this amazing point yesterday. Like on like another call in, I think with Philly Notion, he said that if the Eagles were to somehow beat the Cardinals, like the Eagles have a great chance of winning out the NFC East, like just because you see all the problems going on. Alex Smith, like Washington, he has that bad calf on that same leg he had surgery on, so like the offense is going to be like a little different. If he's not in the lineup, if you were to put his backup Kyle Allen in there, and then you got the Dallas Cowboys in their myriad of problems, on the offensive line, Zeke not being as consistent versus the Eagles as he has been for the past few years, and then the defense just being historically bad. So, if Jalen Hurts can somehow beat the Cardinals, like I definitely give the Eagles a great chance to win out the NFC East, and which is kind of, which is going to kind of hurt me because I got to put this jersey of Carson Wentz I got right here, up here in a plaque, and save it, like tell it to my kids at a later date about the about the legend of walking to him Wentz.
The legend of Carson Wentz. Hey, I like that, my guy. Hey, shout out to you. Listen, chat, you like his setup, you like what he's been spitting. Go ahead and check out his channel. All you got to do is type in the search bar, Cool Eagle. He'll pop up. He got some fire content. You see the setup. Go ahead and check my guy out. Give him a view. And if you like what you hear, hit that subscribe button. And if a lot of people comment that they'll subscribe if he takes the Wentz jersey down, maybe he will. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, man. Cause look, man, like I got my Hurts and my Ertz jersey, like right in my cart right now, man. I'm trying to see how it's all gonna pan out. Because if Jalen Hurts actually wins out, I'm saying, like, logically, I can't keep that jersey on that wall because Carson may not be our quarterback for the future if they don't have an open competition in the offseason.
You already know, my guy. I'm awake. Or you said, welcome this guy to the family. I appreciate you for coming on Cool Eagle. Like I said, go search him up. Cool Eagle.
Of course,
check him
man.
out.
It's an honor for me, man. Seriously, it's an honor for me.
You already know. Appreciate you, my guy.
Thank
Peace.
You.
That's my guy, Cool Eagle. Great, good YouTuber. We got Braden, the Eagle fan, coming in next. What's going on, Braden? We got two more people. We got Braden and we got Eagle 67. That's it. I'm done. We're just crossing over 2 hours. The only person I will bring on is Kayla if she wants to come in here because she's been giving all the smoke in the chat for the whole time. But go ahead, Braden. What is your take on Jalen Hurts beating the Saints after the Eagles could not get a win?
Jalen Hurts is the beast. He's a beast. I think he can really just he's gonna be a good player eventually. He's gonna be a Hall of Famer. I think he's gonna be a Hall of Famer.
Hall of Fame player after one game. That's a bold statement, my guy. That's a bold statement. So let me ask you this though. We got the Cardinals next week, and all the injuries we got. We got, Ronnie McLeod out, Jack Driscoll out. Say it again.
Rodeny McLeod injury sucked. That just was a bad injury for us to happen, especially now because he's a good player. I think he.
Yeah. And then the offensive line takes a hit again too. Jack Driscoll, who was the starting right tackle.
Yeah. And
So
I think going into the next game, we'll win the Cardinals all because of Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts will win this game for us.
So no matter all the injuries, Jalen Hurts is going to overcome it and beat the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, we're going to beat them. And I think we're going to beat the Cowboys. I said it on Philly Notion yesterday night. I said it. Cowboys fan was on, and I just completely trashed their team like a normal Eagles fan would do. And
got to.
And I said, I think we'll beat the Cowboys in week 16, I think it is. I think we'll beat the Cowboys 100-0. 100-0.
Whoa. So you got, listen, let me go over. We got Jalen Hurts is a beast. We got Jalen Hurts is going to the Hall of Fame.
Nope.
We're going to beat the Cardinals, and when we play the Cowboys, we're going to drop 100 points on them.
Yep.
Man, that's some bold stuff right there.
And I think against the football team, we'll drop 200.
Just keeps getting better and better.
Yep.
Hey, shout out to Dallas Cowboys fan for life. This kid again, he's a mini Wentz.
Dallas Cowboys fan for life. I was on the other one, and I trashed your team so bad, so I'm going to trash your team again. Cowboys are trash. They go in a dumpster. They should go in a dumpster and go out to, you know what? They should go out to somewhere else. They should go, how about they go to the trash dump, and then they can sit in there.
Hey, shout out to you. Shout out to you. Shout out to BLSG with the $2 super chat. He said, Braden, the GOAT.
Yo.
You already know. He comes in, he talks his trash. Right now, you heard it from him. Big Jalen Hurts supporter says that he's going to do big things for the Philadelphia Eagles.
He might even be the greatest player of all time. I think he will be the greatest player of all time.
There you go. Breaking. But real quick, last but not least, who wins the NFC East?
I mean, is it a question, really? The Eagles are going to win the division. They're going to win the division because they're going to win all the games. So they're going to beat the Cowboys 100-0. And
there you go. Love it. Hey, shout out to you.
Dallas fan for life, or Dallas Cowboys fan for life, that you got to listen to me, but you got to.
Exactly. He has to listen, and he can't say, oh, actually, you know what? Hold up. He jumped on real quick, so I'm going to give you guys one more chance to rehearse that thing. I'll bring you both on real quick.
What's up? It's your boy, Sid. You see the star right here? I had to jump in. Mini Wentz is talking trash again. He was on with us last night, on Philly Notion show, talking his trash. Man, oh man, oh man. Yo, I like this kid, man. No, seriously. Philly, man, I have to tell you, the Eagles are showing life because it hurts.
Seriously?
That's true.
And you guys, I told Philly Notion yesterday, I'm sure upper management saying to themselves, we should have benched Wentz weeks ago.
You should have benched Dak Prescott week.
But you're not winning the division. Washington is.
They have the best chance. But hey, look at this. I will say this before I let you go. I'm a guy who always holds out hope until we're mathematically out. And when I look at this team, you got the fact that
listen, you guys have a hard lineup. That's the problem.
I mean, look, Arizona is the toughest one. If we could get past Arizona, well, then it's looking bright. And again, but the thing
is, we play you, so it's easy dubs.
This kid is too funny, man. Oh man, you know what, kid? We'll see you next year, man. I told you that. Mini Wentz, man.
We'll see you next year, and we'll crush you 1,000-0.
Yo, this kid's lucky. Yo, I want to put this kid over my knee and spank him. That's what I want to do.
Hey, look, you gotta love it.
Listen, I'm telling you, honestly, guys, respect, man. I think Hurts is a good move. I think that's something that should have been done a while ago. And you guys, like you said, if you beat the Cardinals, you have a chance. But if not, Washington's winning the East.
Oh yeah,
hate to say it.
is not win these. I think they're going to lose every other game. They're going to have 6 wins and they're going to go 6-10.
Here's my take on this. If the Eagles beat the Cardinals, I think we are winning the division, because then, like, if you look at Washington's schedule, they got Seattle and Carolina. But the way it's set up, if they lose one of them games, right, and we win out, we're in.
for sure. If you win out.
Yeah, and so again, I think the toughest game remaining is the Cardinals, especially if Alex Smith is out and they got to start Dwayne Haskins.
They're in trouble. Yeah, 100%. I'm with you, man. Yo, congratulations on Hurts, man, and I wish you guys luck. And we'll see what's gonna happen in December when we play you guys.
Who do the Cowboys play upcoming? Like, who do they play upcoming? Like, their upcoming game?
This kid's still talking trash. All right, man.
All right, peace. All right, Brady, before I let you go, real quick, who's your favorite player on the team besides Hurts now? Real quick, let me know.
Real quick. Honestly, I think it is Fletcher Cox. I like Fletcher Cox. I like his celebrations.
Yeah, you like the crawl, right?
I also want to say one more thing. We're going 16-0 next year. The Cowboys are going 0-16 next year.
Hey, bold statement, my guy. Shout out to you. We'll get you on here again like we always do. Appreciate you for coming through.
Every call-in show I'm on, like every Philly call-in show I tune into, and I'm on it.
I love it. Love the energy. Peace. All right, we got my guy Eagle 67. What's going on?
Yo, what's going on, bro?
What's going on?
What's up?
I think you got to turn the radio off.
You said what?
I can hear my echo a little. Never mind. We're good.
But what's good, though?
Hey, so what is your take on Jalen Hurts coming in? You know what I mean? He came in the game. Nobody gave him a shot to win. We were 7.5-point underdogs. We get the W. What's your take on Hurts and the Eagles' remaining schedule going forward?
Honestly, I really... So, like, I think he's really good. I think he's going to take us somewhere. And I don't know. I think we're going to definitely beat Arizona, though. We're definitely going to beat them. It's just our defense had to lock down Kyler Murray. And I don't know who's going to guard DeAndre Hopkins, because that's going to be I don't know, but yeah. But Jalen Hurts, I don't know. I want Carson Wentz back next year, though. I don't want him to go anywhere.
You don't want Carson Wentz back, you said?
No, I do.
Oh, you said you do?
Yeah. I want him next year. Because I'm tired of the Eagles letting players go, and all of a sudden now they want to be great, you know that. Eagles let go Nelson Aguilar. He low-key kind of balling now. He balling with the Raiders now.
He's playing good.
Yeah, he is. He's playing good.
Let me ask you this real quick. When it comes to this Cardinals game, you're not nervous about Rodeny McLeod out for the season, Jack Driscoll already now out, making our offensive line even more depleted. Darius Slay, who got to go through concussion protocol. You're not worried that if them two, Jack Driscoll and Rodeny McLeod, are definitely out. But if Darius Slay don't play, you're not going to be scared about putting Jalen Mills possibly on DeAndre Hopkins?
No, I'm going to be nervous. If Darius Slay don't play, then yeah, I'm going to be definitely scared, because DeAndre Hopkins it's a different breed, yeah. Like, ooh.
Yeah, that would be definitely scary. I mean, Jalen Hurts is playing good, but that would be hard for our defense to slow them down if we're talking about, Rodeny McLeod, a guy who does a lot of different things in the defense. He helps the run game, and then you got Darius Slay, who has been getting beat of late, but he played pretty tough on Michael Thomas prior to going out. And you just need a guy who can shadow him just so he has someone there. You get Mills there, that's barbecue chicken all day, every day.
I just want at least one game where I could sit back in the fourth quarter and say, this game's over, we won it. Like, I just want at least one game.
I thought that was last week's game until they came back.
Yeah. Like, there's not one game where I can sit back. I have to be on my toes and be praying and
be praying, yes. Praying comes in handy when you're watching the Eagles, man. And like I said, I do play-by-play, so I'm sitting here watching the Eagles game. It's halftime. I'm talking to the guys like, look, 17-0 looks good, but we gotta stay in the game. I don't like how that second half ended, or the first half ended, and boom, my goodness, that had me nervous. I had flashbacks of the Atlanta game when I saw that special.
Yeah, I
team.
did too. I think if they would have got that kick, I think we would have lost. Honestly,
Yeah, that would
got that ball back.
That would have been devastating. But hey, shout out to you, my guy. We've been on here. I've been on here for 2 hours and 10 minutes. I got to go. I appreciate you for coming through. Maybe we'll get you on earlier next time.
All right, shout out to you, bro. Peace out.
Be easy, my guy. All right. Like I said, we got one more person. Last person, BLSG. What's going on?
What's good, man?
Hanging in there. Like I said, Victory Tuesday, Victory Wednesday is going to be victory every day throughout this week because it's been a long time since we got a victory.
Victory for eternity and beyond.
Hey, we got to win the next one or it's going to stop. But what is your take on Jalen Hurts and how do you feel about the Cardinals?
Jalen Hurts is looking pretty good out there. As he was a quarterback who did play for Alabama and Oklahoma, he is really making an impact for this team, and I just think it continues.
Yeah. Real quick, shout out to Bobby Murphy. Yeah, Driscoll is bigger than what people are making it out to be. Matt Pryor, yeah, is going to make – listen, if Jalen got to use them wheels, he's going to really have to use them if he got Matt Pryor at right tackle. And who knows? They might bring Sua Opeta in. I don't know. It's going to be tough. But BLSG, you're not worried about the defensive injuries going against the Cardinals with DeAndre Hopkins and all them?
Well, DeAndre Hopkins is going to be a deep threat when it comes to Kyler Murray throwing the ball deep down the field. I mean, you saw that one bomb from Kyler Murray where he threw it to DeAndre Hopkins in the end zone. You saw that. DeAndre Hopkins is a big-time threat, and if Slay doesn't come back, man, who do we put on DeAndre Hopkins? Kavon Wallace? Jalen Mills? Who do we put on him? And for right tackle, Matt Pryor has been struggling in that spot. He's been struggling on the right side of the O-line, so it's really in between him and Brett Toth for that right tackle spot because Jordan Mailata has already taken the left tackle spot on the O-line.
True. Well, we already saw Doug Peterson makeshift the line, like maybe kick out Nate Herbig to right tackle and then bring a guy like Sua Opeta or Toth in at right guard because it's easier to play guard and tackle. You know what I mean? So you can see that too, where you do see another person come in to fill Driscoll's spot, but they don't trust that guy on right tackle. So they move him inside and move Herbig out, which Herbig has struggled as a tackle. He's been pretty decent as of late at the guard spot, but man, the Eagles have a chance to beat the Cardinals, and if that happens, you're talking about making moves. Listen, right now it looks like it's the Washington football team's division, but if the Eagles win, well, then you got Dallas and Washington stopping them. Simple and plain. Because if they win out, as long as the Washington football team don't beat the Seattle Seahawks and the Carolina Panthers, Eagles got a path.
Well, Seattle's going to be a pretty hard game for Washington to beat because Russell Wilson is one of those guys who can throw the ball down to his favorite target, a.k.a. DK Metcalf. And DK Metcalf is the Seahawks' big, deep threat that I would say that Washington's not going to be able to cover with whoever's on him. I mean, who's going to guard him? Fabian Moreau, that Moreland guy? Who's going to cover DK Metcalf? I mean, Metcalf is over 6 foot for heaven's sakes. And you have these little guys who are like 5'10", 5'11", and then will not have any chance to match up on DK Metcalf.
Hey, that's true. We gonna have to wait and see, but at least I like what the Eagles been doing. The Eagles did this last week. We're gonna have to build off that. But hey, shout out to you, my guy. Like I said, 2 hours, 14 minutes. Appreciate you for coming through. You guys know what time it is, right?
We out.
Yeah, you already know. All right. I don't know how somebody else jumped in here. I don't understand it because I took I don't understand where they're getting the link from. The link has been down for like 40 minutes, but we got another person in here, and I'm not going to not get them in. If somebody gets in here, I don't know how they're getting in here, but I gotta rock with them. Go ahead, Joey. What's going on?
Yo, man, sorry about that, man. I know you're trying to get off, brother.
No, you cool. But how did you find this? How did you find the link?
Just in the chat, so I just clicked on it.
Oh wow. I
Yeah,
don't
it
even-
was in the chat.
All right, but you cool.
But yeah, I just wanted to talk about Jalen Hurts real quick, man. Oh my God. I mean, I think that was like one of the best rookie performances I've seen in a long time from a starting quarterback.
It was up there when you look at the degree of difficulty. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
yeah. I mean, how many starters we lose that game? 6 or 7 starters went out.
A lot
6
on
starters.
a lot on the defensive side
On
of the ball, though.
defense, yeah, of course, our beat up O line, but oh my gosh, yeah, that was an amazing game, and I think Jalen Hurts is gonna keep proving himself, and I'm a big believer, honestly. So
you're definitely on the Hurts wagon.
I'm
right?
on the Hurts bandwagon right now. Yeah, I believe it, man. I believe it. I think we should have benched Wentz a couple weeks back. You know, I think so.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think we should have benched Hurts a couple weeks back, and I see a strong chance of swinging the division now. So.
Yeah, man, it does scare me that the two guys at the bottom of the screen, Rodeny McLeod and Driscoll's out.
Yeah.
But if somehow we can get Darius Slay back, it is. And if we beat the Cardinals, I'm screaming playoffs because I don't see us beating the Saints and the Cardinals to then fall apart and lose to the Cowboys and the Washington football team.
Well,
and again, Washington has it where it's tough, where it's like Washington got Seattle and Carolina and then the Eagles. Pretty much, if Washington loses to one of them teams, Seattle or Carolina, we win out, we're in. If we lose one of these games and Seattle and then Washington lose 1-2, well, then it's still Washington's football team. So I think it comes down to the Washington football team and the Eagles. And just to talk about the Giants real quick, they're in it too, but they got Cleveland and Baltimore. And Giants.
I see the Washington losing to Seattle next week. I really do. I see them losing to Seattle, and I think they beat the Carolina Panthers. But I think we win our next 2 games. I think we find a way to beat Arizona. We beat the Cowboys, and it's a show off. You know, whoever wins the game wins the division. And I think we can pull it out, and I think we can take the division. So I see it going. 3 straight wins. 3 straight wins, right?
3 straight wins, and that's gonna make it harder on the off-season controversy if that happens.
Yeah. All right, man. Have a good night, man.
You too, my guy. Oh my goodness. So she decides to come in and then she dips right out when I was just about to get to her. But it looks like we done for today. Another long one in the building. I said an hour and a half. At least I went earlier, so it's not too late. But shout out to you guys for tuning in. I'm going to have a video that I'm going to drop tomorrow, pretty much with a bunch of graphics. I've been working on the graphics a little bit. I started them earlier today before I got on. And we're going to talk about the possibility of the playoffs, what it looks like for each team, what I think is going to happen. I'm going to break it down, show some graphics, and we're going to talk about it. Shout out to everybody in the chat who's been rocking all day. Like I said, 2 hours and 17 minutes. Man, with all that being said, I was going to hit some of these comments real quick. NFC East is fragile. It's not just the Eagles. I'll give you that. Division rivals are always tough games. That is true. But man, the Cowboys are playing sus. Real suspect, to be honest. But like I said, shout out to everybody. I wanted to make sure I got everybody in before I got off. We've been going for a long time. But I will be dropping that playoff video tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. What's going on, Simone? Shout out to Simone Stanley, who's been huge on the Jalen Hurts train. Huge. So I give respect when respect is due. And like I'm not gonna simply say because he beat the Saints that this is our savior, Simone. But no doubt does he got to play the rest of the year. He's proven that this guy can ball. And I gotta see more though, because you can't just go off one win and mark him that guy, but you also can't take him away. It's Jalen Hurts' team the rest of this year, and based off his performance, we're going to see what we do in the offseason. But shout out to Jalen Hurts. He's a baller. And shout out to Simone Stanley. She done brought his coach on her channel. She done made like a couple videos during the draft and after the draft that once we got him, he was going to be the guy. So shout out to Simone. With all that being said, I'm about to bounce up out of here. You guys know what time it is. I appreciate everybody who came through.